Hello. Welcome back to the sleepy town of Bleakstone. A town of horrors and, if you do well, a little bit of hope. As we return, I will warn you at home that it has been several weeks since we played. Yeah. So, well, it may take us a bit to get back into the swing of things, but when we left off, our group of intrepid adventurers seeking out a scryer to help track down the malevolent gallows bandit known as Saladin, had tracked down, upon visiting a small hamlet, found it overrun with hostile druids from the nearby circle. These villains had slaughtered most of the inhabitants, and were using the rest as experimental vessels. Through the aid of their allies, Inika, and a new friend, Noose, the scryer they had sought out, our band of heroes managed to defeat the local archdruid, and a strange new form of monster. As we go back into our lovely campaign, as the dust begins to settle, and you all, excuse me, and you all begin to recover from the effects of the battle. What are you all doing?
Chuckling lightly.
I hope this is the right one.
Okay, can we get a recap though? Like, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Like, vaguely, but like,
We assaulted a church full of druids that were
I
killing
remember
people.
that.
No, I don't
We
remember.
took out their
exactly what happened.
we took out their leader, and I fell in a hole with him.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was it? He died, and Rodney got
A new stick.
the stick that turned into a tree, and then did we just end with that, right?
We
Yeah.
gathered loot.
We ended
we gathered loot the next
gathering
time.
loot.
That's kind of what I was asking. Like, what exactly were we doing last?
Yeah, I think we'd all just gone down to meet him in the hole, and then.
Well, I would have started heading back up after just grabbing whatever was in the chest.
Okay, so you grabbed all the stuff, then headed up to
which
it.
we already split up. Because I had to go back up and grab my cloak anyway.
Okay, so we just ended after the looting.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been fucking a month.
It's been more than a month.
It's been
Yeah.
It's been about 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So are we still at the this town?
Yeah.
We're still
you're
in the building.
Yeah, you're still like in the little hamlet. Rallis has just fallen into a hole with the druid.
I fell to the first floor from
Yep.
the top floor.
Yep, fight has just
Sounds
ended.
healthy.
In that case, Vane will just be just sort of walking around the remnants of the hole into the room that the Archdruid was doing stuff in, and just sort of checking notes or any sort of remnants that he'd left behind.
You see a good few texts that seem to be in some form of druidic. and a small journal that you notice is, well, in common.
Okay. Are the ones in Druidic just sort of like loose scraps of paper?
Oh yeah, a lot of loose scraps of paper sort of like dotted around the area. Roll me an investigation check real quick, actually.
Oh, that's a 1.
Never mind.
Just to move things along a little bit, I actually need to go see to the hostages that were here because one of them is dead by my hand.
Oh yeah, fuck,
yes.
there were hostages.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while!
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go talk to them as well. I want to know which one's the leader.
We were working with them a little bit.
Yeah, basically, just to finish up what Vane was doing, is he's just gathering up all the scraps of paper in the journal and just getting them together and then taking them back to the others.
Yeah. Sounds good. And, yeah, as you do that, good old Caleb, as you, like, head over to the hostages, you see, like, a lot of them are just, like, starting to calm down. You notice one very fervently kicking the body of the infected man who was caged next to them. Like, you fucking goddamn... Seems quite distraught and angered at this beast.
Was that the one I shot?
Huh? Oh no, he's like kicking the like big the Wendigo.
Oh,
one
that
all the
thing,
rest of
that
us
big
fought.
fucking thing,
Oh
right?
yeah, the one who was shot is like sort of, he's been sort of like propped up to one side, and yeah, he seems very badly injured.
Oh, didn't I help that guy or did I not? I can't remember.
So wait, the Wendigo is injured or is it dead?
No, the
It's
Wendigo's
dead.
dead.
The Wendigo
Okay.
is dead.
They're
the
kicking
The
its
guy
dead
you
body.
shot is clinging on to life, slowly dying a painful death.
I could help. I've got one spell slot of each left. I do remember. I do have marked my spell slots from the last battle. Because we haven't rested.
I need to do something.
Yeah. Am I there? Or?
Yes,
Where-
the only person that wouldn't be there right now is Rouse because he's
Yeah.
walking up the stairs.
You know, I'm gonna
Gotcha,
be
sorry.
I'm gonna be sitting here on my knees, just like literally screaming for your name.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna come up and.
Yeah, Big, you like rush over and you see very clearly that this man has been like very, very bad shot, very, very bad natural one. That is just like went in through his side and pierced through both of his lungs.
Oh.
And you see him like coughing fervently as fluid begins to fill up his airway.
Yeah. I'll cast Cure Wounds on him. I'll just lay my hands on his chest or something and try to Cure Wounds.
Oh, thank God! I thought we were going to start off with something really dramatic.
Bro, that would be a horrible start to the resume. All right, so that is 1d8. Healing. Oh, increases by 1d8. It's 1d8 plus my spell modifier.
Please don't tell me there's a chance for this spell to fail.
No.
Oh,
So that's 6 plus a
Yeah,
d8.
the guy has to make a save against Big's spell save.
Bro.
If he fails it, he doesn't get healed.
He dodges.
natural one. You're burned by holy light.
That's 11.
Hey, that's my job.
Yeah. As you just put a hand on his chest, you start to focus your energies inwards and feel his skin knit back together slowly but surely, pushing the fluid upwards as he coughs up the last of the blood and seems to recover slightly.
Tragically, the bullet's still inside.
Sort of like very cautiously wipes away at his lips.
Is he gonna make it?
I'll do a medicine check, I think. He should be fine. Yeah, nat 20.
He thankfully, with that, you can tell he's probably gonna be alright.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Just need to be more careful where you shoot next time, I guess.
I'll go ahead and take out the hip flask that I had and I'll offer to him. Here, it's the least I can do. At least in this moment.
like very tremblingly grabs the flask and takes a big swig.
Watch it. Stuff is strong.
He then immediately gets poisoned.
You from Bright Eyes?
Sure am.
She'd been telling us it wasn't safe outside the walls for a good long while now. Suppose she was right. Desmond, he like looks over to the guy who's like fervently pounding the window. You goddamn beast!
Guess that means I won't have to check if he's dead.
We'll have to forgive Desmond. He's a bit of an anger issue. Well, the first test they did was to see how much of a mind that thing had left, and well, they put his wife in front of him. She got torn to pieces.
God.
Yeah. If you don't mind, could you try and calm him down, maybe? I'd hate for him to, like, get blood in his wounds and just have the tragedy compound itself.
Sure. Big.
Hmm.
Help me constrain this guy.
All right. Yeah. I'll just walk up, I guess, to him and just hold him.
So this
What do I
is
roll?
essentially a grapple, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Athletics check?
Yeah, roll athletics.
Would it be with
I
advantage
imagine with
since there's two of
advantage.
them?
Yeah, I'd say with advantage.
Okay, there we go. A 9 plus a 0.
I shit you not. It was a 20. I rolled again. It was a 20.
Ooh.
It's not
really?
gonna happen again tonight. I'm not gonna get another one.
No, the hell it's not. Of all things.
I'm gonna set it here so that you're a witness to it next time.
Well, with 2 20s to it. I'll say that as he begins pounding again, Caleb, you try to, like, grab his arm and, like, pull him aside. He's, like, just, like, reaches over and, like, get the hell away from me, you goddamn... And as he, like, turns away, Big just, like, grabs him from behind in a hug. He's like, let go, let go, let go, let go.
I'm just gonna be like, easy, friend, easy, calm.
Slowly but
soothing.
surely, you see the tension fade away from his limbs as he just... it just, like, breaks down in tears.
I'll walk over to everyone. I think it's time we leave this place now.
Yeah. You, just see, you, see pretty unanimous nodding of heads around, and, the group begins to file down the stairs.
Soon I'll just meet up with them around that time.
Yeah, Rowlis, as you, like, what have you been up to this time as you've just, like, risen from the dust and just...
I would assume after, grabbing everything, he probably would have, checked the body, I assume his staff fell down with us.
Yeah.
So Rouse is just going to grab that just over his shoulder and just calmly start walking up to meet everyone else because he wants to talk to whoever is most in charge right now.
The Wendigo is one of the infected, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and draw blood from it, and we're not on the, like, it's not dirt underneath us, is it?
No, you're
I was
on
gonna
like
say-
the third
Yeah,
floor.
it's like
Yeah,
cobblestone
that's what I was
floor.
thinking. Otherwise, I'd try to bury it.
That considered, let me clean this dude's hands with what little alcohol is left inside of my flask.
Yeah, you, like, approach him and he's like, fine. Like, hold out his hands and you see his knuckles are a bit busted up. Thankfully, no open wounds, but they are just, like, drenched in bits of flesh and blood.
I'd brace yourself if I were you. This might sting a bit.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, you see him, like, tense his fingers up very slightly as the alcohol washes over, but it just, like, flexes and puts his hands fall limply back to his sides.
Significant other?
Wife.
I know how you feel. Mother and father too. Gone. Taken from me when I was very young.
It's a rough lad. That's a rough lot, lad.
You'll get through this, man.
Aye. He pats your shoulder as he files off after a rest. You will too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Would there be anything else we're forgetting where it's been a while? Are there anything in the basement or any other floors that we've checked out or haven't?
We haven't. Vane's been to the basement. I want to go check that out, but. Yeah.
There were your two captives.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That. Why do you think I want to talk to the people in charge?
Huh?
Why do you think I want to talk to the people in charge?
We killed the people in charge, I think.
Not the druids, not the
Oh.
terrorists.
I thought you were wanting
the
information on the
eco-terrorists.
terrorists.
The terrorists are dead.
Congratulations, our channel is now demonetized.
Oh no.
No, I'm not.
Well,
even going to.
well, since the cat's out of the bag, this was a T-sided map, first and foremost. No? Just me? Okay. Seems I'm the only one that played Counter-Strike here for a while.
Yes,
Oof.
because we have lives.
Anyway.
But
I destroyed my life with Smite instead.
yeah, as you see that your friends or acquaintances filed their way down the stairs, you see the
People you don't kill on sight.
Hey, Quailub is Rouse's friend. So is Anika.
Yeah, you see one dude who's just being supported by one side. He hobbles down the stairs. He looks over. Ah, you're a courier of Bright Eyes, aren't you?
You who's in charge now?
Ah, well, I'll be honest with you. My official job was recorder, but they killed mayor, assistant mayor, mayor's wife. Yes, I suppose so.
He was the mechanic, but
So by default.
I only one of any real rank left.
Well, first off, you need to know we imprisoned the two of them downstairs. I doubt they'll be very useful, but we need to get them back to the main part of town as quick as possible. Send word for some guards to come down here, transport them.
Aye.
They'll be probably a good bargaining chip for what's happened here.
True enough.
I don't remember exactly the ones we caught. I don't know. Did they seem competent?
No.
Okay.
No, they ran away from me because I scared the living hell out of them with
They
natural
were the ones
20
waiting at the end of
intimidation.
the hallway, like, oh, we'll get him, and then we'll whack him with a stick.
Oh yeah, we tied them up
Yeah,
and everything.
They got tossed in that, coffin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
It's-
you
it-
gonna walk up to him, I'm gonna go up to him and go, wacky stick. Wacky stick.
But we dropped two of them into the coffins downstairs.
Ah,
So we need. After that, how many people are still up here that are okay?
let's see. Well, there's 7 of us here. I think. Yeah, Johan took a good bit of us hit out in the ruins a bit. So let's see if I can't send someone out to gather them up. All told, from what I can understand, we probably have about 28 people left out of the 45 that were here.
Do you know if there were any more druids in the town around us, or was it just these people?
I'm afraid I don't know, friend.
Damn it.
Weren't really kept near windows. Couldn't see. But we'll keep an eye out, and if we have any fighting men left about us, we'll see if we can't go out in a group and apprehend any more.
Okay. My allies and I are probably going to need a place to rest for a couple hours. Recover from this.
Aye. Well, it's battered and bruised, but our town is yours.
And if you get the if you send out word to the main part of town, by the time they get here, will probably be about the time we leave.
Gotcha.
If I could, this was where Deja is who I was looking for, right? The corpse of the notes about Silvatarn's bliss.
Oh, yeah, there was the Deja was like the archdruid here. They were also the druid you were looking for was Druzd, I think, or I forget his name.
The DM. Oh no.
It was Deja, the druid leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deja was the druid leader,
Okay,
but
I
there was
had
also
that
just
name typed in
there was also just another druid who was like making the really good bliss.
Yeah, I was here looking for their journal, sort of, wasn't I, or their notes?
Is
Yeah.
that what Vane got and handed to everyone?
Did we get it or not?
You did get notes, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should investigate them.
Did I get those?
Although I'm going to go over to you with the journal and notes I had just gotten off the table and stuff from upstairs, and just sort of hand them off to you. Found these upstairs. They might be of interest.
Oh, thank you.
Journal looks to be in common. The rest's in whatever your druid speak is.
Thank you. I'll look into this. This might be useful. Okay, so I do have the journal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I have right here Deja's journal, but I must have put the wrong name.
Yeah. And now you also just have a journal written in common and
Journal
druidic
and-
papers.
Yeah, you now have like the
and-
recipe for the bliss and Deja's journal.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Bliss recipe. This will change a lot. Alright, so where are we resting up?
Wherever.
Oh yeah, the
Raul still has your staff, by the way.
Yep.
the townsfolk take you to one building that isn't too damaged, and Rosa just get to work repairing and fortifying the town. Yeah, as they do, you see Anika just going off to patrol this perimeter, keep an eye out for things, and Noose is just very cautiously inspecting the bodies of the beasts outside. And yeah.
And truth be told, I was just gonna lay here on this really cold and dirty stone floor.
I mean, you can still do that, I guess.
Oh, big slip in the dirt plenty of times.
It's like that one thing. That was always allowed.
I would tap the ground with a 10-foot pole.
But yeah, while you guys are just relaxing, resting, and recovering, anything in particular you want to do, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I'll look over both journals. I'll start with the one he handed me, that Vane handed me.
Oh, the one in common?
Yeah, and see what that says.
Yeah, it looks like a fairly standard diary. Has a lot of notes, surprising amount of notes just about the foliage and stuff. Foliage of the area as they've been trying to regrow the woods in town. The most recent pages, though, take on a bit of a darker, frenzied tone, and the final one that reads as such. It has now been 2 weeks since my brother contracted the plague. It is unknown how this happened, whether it was a mutation or some form of poison, or perhaps an infection born of Lucky's wavering faith in our cause. Nonetheless, it has grown worse. Yesterday, he sprouted horns, and they have yet to retreat. He has ceased talking and tried to take a bite of me. My theory is that he has entered the third stage of infection, with his mind having become bestial, and his wild shape triggering instinctively to try and match body to mind. I have dubbed this strain of the plague Wendigo, after the legends our forefathers told of those who went mad after eating the flesh of sentient beings. Bliss has proven ineffective at reducing his symptoms, but there is a ray of hope. My men and I have been ordered to retrieve the notes of the defector, whose bliss was especially potent. It is my hope that this, combined with the holy energies of the Albaic god found on the site, will enable a cure, or at least a reduction of symptoms. I've taken liberty of borrowing Father's staff for this excursion. I'll need all the help I can get to develop the cure, as well as defend from any outsiders. Should the worst happen, there's no sense in him losing 2 sons.
Dang.
So during that entire thing, just because I want this to seem like a movie, because this entire music is really well selected for it.
Yeah, the music you guys can't hear, by the way.
I mean, it will be in the episode.
Oh yeah. Splice it back in, but yeah.
I'm not having the main theme during the opening.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to be in my own little room, and I'm going to take half of the iron shot. Well, actually, I should really ask. So how exactly is this gun functioning on this? In this, you said we have it as a revolver, right?
Yes.
Does it have cartridges or is it steel balls?
I'd say cartridges.
Oh wow, we are getting advanced. Anyway,
Yeah, artificer shit.
I'm the one that invented percussion caps.
You're like,
Yes.
Bro, you made life. You can make life. I mean, you can make a gun.
He makes life, and he also makes death.
My character's technically a cyborg, so...
Fair enough. Anyway, so I'll spend time prying out bullets from 6 of the cartridges, and actually all of my bullets, because it's going to take all of them for this. And we'll carefully lay out the symbol of Krishna within the floor, and just making grabbing some sort of flint around or something I can make sparks with. I'll burn the gunpowder and begin to try to pray.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen.
Roll me...
Hold up.
Roll me just charisma for now, we'll say.
Really, not religion?
Oh wait, yeah, that makes sense. There is a religion stat. I'm sorry, it's been like 2 months.
It's been a minute.
It's been like 2 months. I'm real rusty. Yeah, roll me religion.
I mean, to be fair, the ones that usually pray are the fucking warlocks. They're the ones that use charisma for this.
True.
They have to try.
Back
they have
to your
try
corner.
Except it's also intelligence, not charisma.
Me. The point is that you have to try to convince Demon Senpai to give you your powers.
He's a devil, you fucking idiots.
He corrects me every time.
Because Vane would correct you every time.
Oof, bruh.
There's a literal exact difference.
10 plus a 3, so plus proficiency bonus, so 16.
I thought I rolled a 19.
Let me check something real quick.
10.
Oh, it's just really scuffed. Okay.
Yeah. Cheap ass paint.
So,
Good thing or bad thing? Let me know right now.
depends on if you're Vane or Caleb.
This is exactly what I was thought was
Give me
gonna
one
happen.
moment. Give me one moment. I know which song to go to.
Where's Terznon's theme?
Where the fuck is it? It was this one, I believe.
Oh, no.
So, as you kneel before the symbol of Krishna,
Using this early.
you feel a very odd sense. There were some who describe religious feelings as a sort of a brightness overwhelming you, but as you pray here, you oddly enough feel a mixture of brightness trying to well within you and darkness trying to push out of you. I would like you to make me another roll real quick, and we'll make this a wisdom saving throw.
That'd be a total of 19. Wait, 19.
As you focus and just try to channel your will, you feel the brightness swell within you, and think, and feel an almost crisp sound. Peace, my son. Oddly enough, it feels as though the voice of your father is speaking to you, and it fills you with a moment of joy.
It fills you with a sense of determination.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Vane, you're outside and you just start to get a nosebleed. Ow. As you feel like someone's trying to screw with your lovely ritual to corrupt this place.
I'm immediately going to just sort of like I was just sort of sitting in a chair, just sort of staring at the ground. I'm immediately just going to sort of stand up and see if I can pinpoint where that feeling's coming from.
I feel a disturbance in the force.
Roll me Arcane.
This ain't good. I've only got one spell slot.
That is a 14.
Unfortunately, as you try to look around, you kind of feel... it feels as though it's not good. It's hard to pinpoint where exactly it is. You get the sense that it's from someone praying, but you feel many people praying all around. Just out from the scared survivors, just like Krishna, and from other people in other rooms and whatnot. It's a bit hard to pinpoint where exactly it's coming from.
Do I see anyone missing?
Roll me perception.
That is a 3.
Nope.
We're all here.
Well, with that, Vane's just gonna sort of just start walking randomly around the town, just going into random buildings and stuff.
So, while you're doing that, Rallis, what you up to?
I mean, Rouse probably would have just found a place to just sit and rest a little bit. He still has big staff, too.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I'm going to get that eventually, right?
Also, didn't you say you were wanting to go into the basement and stuff?
Yeah, but I figured that's something all of us would do. Just, or at least have someone come with.
I was going to go, but I don't know if Big is welcome with you to go.
I mean, you never know until you ask.
Big normally gets ignored when he asks. Or Alice, anything.
I mean, he almost respects you as a living thing.
Oh, I'm almost above rocks.
Yeah, you know what? Rallis is going to start heading down to the basement. He's not sneaking away or anything.
My God, Big, you're going up the hierarchy.
Hey,
The
mate.
dirt. The worms in the dirt.
Maybe Big should try and talk to Rallis.
Mr. Popo's.
See what happens.
Yeah, because that normally works. Well, you're leaving now, right?
I mean, he's not, like, just up and running
Yeah,
the
just
fuck
like,
away.
okay.
He's just kind of calmly walking towards the basement. Your staff is still over his shoulder.
I mean, for all Big knows, that's your new stick.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you just took it. Big doesn't.
You won it through Mortal Kombat. It is the way of nature.
Bitches love stick.
Rules
Stick.
of
Stick.
I mean, I guess I'll follow after, but
Yeah, I'll just say like you're like leaning by the door, sort of looking for the journal. Just ooh.
You just get a feeling all of a sudden you look up, and for a moment you just see Rallis just glance at you and just go and start walking down to the basement.
bruh, I'm no longer part of the background.
And just at the same time, Vane just sort of gets a really confused look on his face from his chair and gets up and starts leaving.
Yeah. You just see as
Everyone
Vane
just starts leaving.
As Vane just seems to be upset about something and is just like checking everything from coffins to drawers. You just like very casually excuse yourself and follow down behind Rallis as he goes to investigate the basement.
Yeah, Vane may or may not just kind of look like a schizo at the moment.
Yeah.
I want to believe Caleb wasn't even in like a side room. He was just sitting next to you and you didn't see him.
Like, he's just like 3 feet away.
He's just so confused as to what he's feeling.
So yeah, Rallis, as you head down to the basement and hear rather loud footsteps behind you, you notice a few shadows sort of dancing around in the area, along with a few lights sort of flickering off of torches that seem also almost to be chasing them. As you enter, you see the room is filled with an array of sparks and writhing shadows. As something has clearly gone very awry in this part of the area.
We were in here earlier, correct? Yeah, like when we...
Only Vane was in the basement.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
the only one to ever be in the basement.
okay.
Yeah.
I assume you immediately just come down.
Yeah, I'm just following
Yeah.
after, like, not trying to hide that I'm following, but not getting too close. In case you, like, are about to get pissed.
As you enter the room, you see this torchlight flickering to and fro. At the end of the chasmway, you see a statue of what you recognize as the Albaic god of Krishna. This is a very tall, smooth-skinned man with two arms, just posing dramatically with the torches positioned in such a way as to make a myriad of arms appear on the wall behind him. As the torchlight flickers and the room enters darkness for a second, it lights back up and you see the statue in a slightly different position with the shadows behind him having changed as well.
I will say, if you want to roll a...
Yeah, I was about to... Can I roll Arcana
Well,
Yes.
or something?
this is more for Rallis. If you want to roll, like, I would say Insight, you might be able to get something special about him right now.
Alright. Let's see. Nope.
What'd you roll?
1.
Damn it.
It's a room, all right.
Yeah, well, that was for him, he said.
Oh,
Let me try... I'm gonna try to
Man,
roll
Rallis
Arcana.
do be made of metal, though.
is he made of copper?
Let's see.
I bet he
So
conducts
for
so well.
Arcana, I rolled 15, plus I had... Oh, 21. Non-nat 21, obvious. Well, non-nat, obvious.
Oh, yeah.
I love rolling nat 21.
Bruh, I'm going to.
It's not an exact comparison, but you have seen similar things back home whenever two forest spirits would argue over possession of a tree or whatnot. As far as you can tell, it seems like two very powerful beings are clashing over control of this holy site. It was probably dedicated to one, and someone performed a ritual to either desecrate or consecrate it, as it may have been.
Alright, and...
Maybe even both.
Yeah, I know he did a blood thing earlier. Do I see anything in the room that looks like it was, like, recently fucked with?
I forget, what exactly did you do down there?
I had, like, cut my hand and was, like, bleeding onto the altar at the feet of the statue.
Was it, like, any glyphs or patterns, or just blood was required?
It was just, like, chanting and speaking.
As you, like, scan the room, you kind of see a pen to one side with a very large pig inside of it, probably to be used as sacrifices for any rituals. And as you look towards the statue that seems to be moving in the darkness, you see an odd splash of blood at its feet.
I will say it did seem to be, like, a lot of blood.
Ah,
And,
okay.
like, where I'd kept, like,
Yeah, you
fighting
took
through
a
it.
fair bit of damage, didn't you?
It was
from
like fighting through it, so there's probably like would have like grabbed the leg of the statue for a second to steady myself with my
Yeah.
bleeding hand and
Mhm.
before going back.
Yeah.
So you
it'd
said
be
there's a live pig?
Yes.
but yeah, I'd say it'd be quite a bloody mess right at the feet of the altar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll, like, look at Rallis, like, what do you, think of this? Just in a very, like, quiet tone, trying not to...
So that would be Arcana to see if Rallis really notices that, right? Arcana or Religion?
Yes, please.
Which one specifically?
I think they're both in, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
both-
but I might have proficiency in one and not the
Gotcha.
other.
Do you?
I don't think I have proficiency in either. But
Okay then.
I'd say Arcana.
It's just, you know, give big shit night again.
Say Rallis, I don't think he's religious.
That's over 20. That
Ah.
was a 19 plus whatever it is. Is that Arcana?
Yeah.
I'm
My
proficient
Arcana.
in Arcana.
My Arcana is +3, so 22.
You're able to come to kind of the same conclusion. You've kind of heard this happening of when there's a holy site and more than one deity try to gain control of it. It'll just sort of cause a a light conflict, like not a full-out godly war, but just more of them posturing to each other, essentially.
Just making JoJo poses at each other. But okay, so we tell that this is, like you said, like religious. We can tell like there's good and bad energies and all that.
Ah, yeah.
Can you shift your mic a
Yeah.
little bit?
Well, Big knows somebody who knows about religious stuff and demons and gods a little bit. I might go try to get.
I mean,
Vane.
he's randomly walking around the village, so there's no telling if you'll find him or not,
Oh,
or how long that would take.
all right. Before we leave, Big's gonna ask about if like he knows anything about this, or try to bring him down here before we leave the village.
Huh.
I kind of want to give you one more chance to see this with Rallis.
All right.
I would not say insight because you failed that. Go perception.
Was it 13 plus 16.
Well, that's a definite pass. I rolled a 6 to hide it. You don't really get it. You do notice Rallis is standing a little weird. It might be the damage. But there's a very slight thing where he's holding this druid staff, his hand keeps twitching. Even though it's made of metal.
You said damage. Where have you taken damage?
I'm at like half my health.
All right.
I fell down
Yeah.
90 feet.
I didn't know if we'd addressed that or not.
Also, with how much time has passed, can I roll a new investigation to try and find whatever's causing the disturbance?
Sure.
before his aneurysm gets worse.
Let's see. And what would that be? Would it be investigation or...
I'd say investigation, yeah.
That is a 15.
I'm sorry. As you continue searching, you're still not quite able to pin down where the area is.
Alright, so Vane continues to wander randomly around the building.
Yeah, you just keep going randomly in and out of abandoned houses, like rifling through documents, like...
I imagine just eyes glazed over like a zombie, just like, I need
Oh
to
no,
find this.
they're glowing red.
Oh, rage.
And he's just like slamming open doors and just sort of looking through the rooms and going through each room over and over.
Now, what happens when you come across someone who is praying, but they're not the source of it?
Did Big find the blood ritual site?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we're standing at, gawking at.
Okay.
I just want
Yeah.
to point out that this is getting really intense, and I fucking love it.
We're about to get to, like, Vane's arc here. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's just like every few minutes that passes, Vane checks again to try and find it.
Unless you want to say something to Rallis.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. I didn't know if it was his turn. It had been a minute.
Yeah, is there anything extra you want to do, Caleb, or...
Well, now hang on a minute. My father just appeared before me, right?
You heard his voice.
Yeah, you heard a voice that sounded like your father, which, could have been him, could have just been Krishna, could have...
Speaking in a voice that would soothe you.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue praying while the emblem is still burning.
Pray even harder.
Roll me religion.
That is a 19.
Oh.
That is a 19 on top of that. Total, excuse
At
me.
this point, Vane has a stroke. Just as a wave of religious energy pulses through.
Yeah. As you just, continue praying, you hear the voice again, just a little bit louder, a little bit crisper this time. My son.
Father?
In a sense. I sense you are troubled. Let your troubles not worry you.
Krishna.
In a sense.
And that's when Caleb is going to fall to his knees. His tears begin to roll down from his eyes, his cheeks, and then finally into the palm of his hands and onto the floor as well. I've been so lost. I've done such terrible things. I can feel it. Hatred. Wrath. I've tried to forgive. But I just can't. Why? I have been your son as well as his for most of my life. Your followers took him away from me. I can't sleep at night. I've turned to drink. Why?
Sometimes the path before us is not always clear, but it is only by wandering through the fog that the clearing and the rainbow may wash over us.
What do I do?
One can only do what they are able. And you feel a bit of a presence, almost like a comforting pat on the back, as the voice continues.
How can I learn to forgive?
Well, the best advice I can give you is you feel the presence shift and almost seem to shatter a bit. Not quite as if it vanished, but more of as though there were, instead of one very bright light, there were 12 smaller ones.
What is this? Who are you?
I am Krishna, and get out of my head. And then you feel the presence dissipate a bit. I will say that our people in the basement, simultaneously while this is happening, you see the lights sort of flickering, also seem to break apart into many smaller bits, and slowly but surely, round about, and corner the shadows. You see them rippling in the corners, and a few lights will gather around and slowly but surely sweep them away. And once they're completely engulfed, they just fizzle out, and you feel a sense of panic filling the room as slowly but surely becomes engulfed in light once more. Vane, as you walk on, you just get a very splitting headache, stop it, 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 stop it. As you feel an odd sense of panic from your patron.
Can I make a new Arcana check to see what's happening?
Yes.
Alice would also like to do that.
Sure.
That is a 15.
16.
Yeah, as you sort of focus your mind, you're able to finally tell from one of the side buildings about not too far from you, you feel a very fervent amount of holy energy, as though someone were communing directly with a god, if only for a moment.
I immediately start dashing towards that building.
Yeah. And as you do, Rallis, you kind of see the lights starting to dissipate as more and more of the shadows are just evaporated, and you get the sense that whichever deity is winning this sort of border contest, whichever one it is probably the better of the two options.
So, would I know if I got anyone who was still in the church continue praying? Would that give them more power here?
Theoretically.
Cool. Rouse is going to immediately turn and start running up the stairs to see if he can get any holy men that might be in the church to start doing rituals.
Roll me a perception check real quick. While you're doing that. Big, are you doing anything during this?
Ooh, that's
So I
that's
get
bad. Was my perception?
after making the Arcana check, like Big had a vague idea, like you said, that this was like a border dispute. Just seeing the lights flash, you could probably tell that something big was happening. But seeing him dash up, he'd probably follow after. But
Oh,
Big
alright.
wouldn't investigate the religious part too much more.
Ah, fair.
11.
11?
Is that a natural one like I think it is?
That is indeed a natural one. So, as you head upstairs, you start scanning, trying to find any sign of a holy man. You begin to think of like who would have any sort of holy magic, and you remember that divination is usually a form of holy magic, and you happen to know a scryer. As you look over to where Noose, your fairly new mute companion, is just like gently leaning over dead bodies and sort of craning the head upwards and flipping through books as he does.
Immediately rouses Piper up. Noose, there's an evil deity trying to take control of the church.
As you say that, he just like turns, then
It's currently losing, but let's not give it the chance to come back. Start doing whatever you can to help Krishna? Question mark.
he just keeps trying to write notes, and as you add more, he just like starts to write them again. Cross.
Rouse is going to go find more people and tell them exactly the same thing, so we don't have to.
Yeah, and as Vane is running through to the building, anyone he passes hears him chanting things in Infernal.
Yeah, as you start to run off, Rallis, Noose just kind of like grabs the staff off your back and like points to you, Big. And he just gestures for you to follow him downstairs.
All right, I'll follow after you.
Yeah. We'll get to that in just a second. So, Vane, as you kick down the door, you see Caleb just a shuddering wreck of a man right now, sort of kneeling by a holy symbol burning in gunpowder.
Vane just immediately just sort of takes his dagger out of his pocket and rushes forward to the symbol of Krishna and just immediately just sort of cuts through the bandages on his already wounded hand and just sprays blood over the fires to extinguish them.
I thought you were gonna like drop kick Caleb or something.
To which I'm immediately going to scream, "No!" And then immediately just jump this dude and just like get him away from it for a moment.
Yeah, but like as I just throw it out, I just in Infernal. I don't know if can you speak Infernal?
Oh hell no!
Okay.
None of us do.
So you just hear like,
Wait, yes I can.
oh, you do?
Wait, what the?
Oh,
Huh.
okay. So you hear, you do hear Vane say, "Let the darkness sun continue to rise. Let the sun of the light fall through its failure. Let the darkness bring forth victory to the fallen."
As he's chanting this, realizing what he's trying to do, I'll then immediately take out a dagger and then very fiercely cut through my glove and cut and split open the palm of my hand. Try my very hardest to clear
Roll
out
damage.
what little of it remains, or what little of the of both symbols remain, and then try literally in blood to create Krishna's symbol again.
Now, how does
And then
Krishna
not even
feel about
acknowledging
blood
this
rings?
dude, and then not even acknowledging Vane anymore, just putting my hands back together as it's still dripping blood, and trying to get Krishna to come back again. Please. Please!
Okay.
Okay, well,
First
I'm going
off-
to try this song now.
I need you both to roll me. What are you doing
An
to
Irish jig?
I'm trying
Yes,
to
roll
find
me
something
an
that
Irish
works
jig.
with that.
I need you both to roll me damage for however it is you're wounding yourself.
With a dagger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
with a-
like with the dagger.
Yeah, with a dagger, roll damage to yourself.
Big does not approve of
Probably
self-mutilation.
4? Because it's just like it's not like a, well, I guess for me it'd be
It's-
a knife.
It's not an attack, but it is damage.
we
What
check
is a
this for
dagger? What is a dagger's damage?
1d4.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking D4.
Because it's like, for me it's technically, it would
Plus
just be like
dex, I
the,
think.
Plus... Oh, shit. Plus dex mod?
Uh-huh.
Do I have to include the dex mod if I'm hitting myself? It's
How
not going
skillfully
to.
do you want?
It's not going to kill
Make
me.
it an offhand attack and no.
Okay, because I did have to cut kind of hard to get through my glove.
Also, since Vane is more experienced at these things, would I take less damage? Since I know actually what the fuck I'm doing.
Also, you know what? Just to say that, you know what? I will add this Dex mod, but if only because I'm going to get a whole bunch of what's left of the burning embers into my wound as well.
Fair.
So that's a 3 plus a. That's an 8. Where's a pencil?
Also,
Have near me.
would we have rested enough to heal at all from the damage of the fight?
We haven't rested
I
yet.
didn't think we had.
Yeah, I haven't completed the rest yet.
Okay.
We were in the. This was like in the middle of that.
Yeah.
It's been like an hour. Your bones still ache.
Okay, so anyway, back to what I had asked. Since Vane actually knows what he's doing with these sorts of things, would he add the Dex mod to the damage?
Since you're skilled with it, I'll say you can choose not to add it if you
Okay.
want. But but I will also say there is an advantage to being wounded more here.
Okay. In that case, I will add it and take a total of 6 damage.
And what did you take, Caleb?
8.
So, I would like you both to make me an Arcana check, and Caleb, because you bled more, you may make it with advantage.
Mine is an 8.
Okay, this one would actually be a 15. So my first one was a 16 total.
You guys got to be like getting anemic at this point, though. Like you did a big one, not what
Eventually,
3 hours ago.
See, at some point, when all this is said and done, I am taking a long ass rest.
I am at 18 of 52 hit points.
I am at 20 of 50.
So yeah, Vane, you just start to do the practiced ways of just not wound out, of not doing any serious damage to your hand, just like start to drip to blood, and performing your dark sacraments. You find them disrupted a bit as Caleb, just in a very mad dash, just without much practice, just starts to scrawl over your blood in a very odd mixture of black blood and the faintly silver blood of a half-elf. And you get kind of frustrated because by all accounts this should not work, but just through sheer volume of blood, he manages to just continue his prayers. Meanwhile, Big, you head downstairs and you see just while the flickering around the room is going on, it has increased a good bit to where the shadows are also chasing after the lights now and trying to extinguish them. Noosh just like rushes towards the altar and just starts wiping away at the blood on there, trying to undo the sacrament somewhat. And as he does, he like points to you, to the staff, and just says, he seems to be gesturing for you to just do something or try to fill the area with some sort of magical energy if you have any capability to it.
Preferably divination. What type of magic is that staff?
Huh?
What type of magic is this staff?
It becomes a tree. That would be transmutation, I believe.
It has a couple spells, but again, I don't have the staff.
News has it. He gave it to you. He took it from me.
Staff? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took it from me, and Rouse would have given it to him.
All right. So the staff has. Let's see. It says awaken once every 3 days, tree form once a day, and then pass without trace once a day.
Those probably aren't useful. For what spells do you have?
Mending, Schley, Chill Touch, Poison Spray, Mage Hand, Mold Earth, Speak with Animals, Animal Friendship, Entangle, Detect Poison, Identify, Cure Wounds, Arcane Weapon, Snare, Purify, Food and Drink.
You have 2 in there, I would suggest. I won't tell you which.
Can I try to, if there's blood on the altar, maybe purify it or something? I don't know.
Are you trying to Are you saying blood is food?
No,
Drink?
but I don't know. Just
Big is a vampire.
Hey,
confirmed.
vampires.
positive magic.
But he
I
is
don't
not a
know.
vampire.
Big
I
isn't,
am
Big
a
isn't good at
blood
this.
mage, not a vampire. What's the difference?
I don't even have any light casting spells.
They're all very heavy.
I don't know what to do in this situation.
I would cast one of your good spells.
Yeah, you see Noose like very frantically like scrubbling down more notes. Just do some sort of magic in the area. It may tip the balance.
Oh, all right.
And then you just see him like scrawling out various sutras and prayers and just like, "Phoop."
You get a mantra, and you get a mantra, and you get a mantra. Everyone gets a mantra.
I'm gonna just. I really don't know. I'm gonna entangle the statue. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So, just roll something real quick.
That was not the one you should have cast.
I'm a druid, my guy. I'm gonna grow a tree and vines.
So, you cast Entangle on a statue, and many vines form up around it. Noose starts to panic at first, but then slowly calms down as he sees the various shadows being cast by the statue are just sort of being like constricted almost, as though they're pressed against the statue and they begin to just like be crushed and strangled. The lights around continue to just shine on and extinguish more of the shadows, and soon the room is filled with only light that you can see.
Yeah, I had no good spell for
No,
the situation.
It was either Cure Wounds or Purify.
Y'all
were
made fun of Purify.
I mean,
he did. The one that wants you to fail did.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My notes basically said Rodney casts a spell.
Works.
Work with what happens.
I legitimately was one like it was a coin flip between that and poison spray just to fill the area.
I will melt Krishna. That will save the day.
So
I don't know. My thought was I'll grow a tree. Maybe it'll help the statue. I don't know.
things start getting better, like the evil has been purged.
You no longer see the evil shadows carrying around in the room.
Okay, but so would Vane sense the moment it feels like the shadows constricting and starting to disappear?
Yeah, Vane, since you performed the ritual, I'll say that you've been able to hear Terzanon's voice a bit more clearly, feel his presence more. It sort of reverts back to what it was before, where it's just sort of a dull hum in the back of your mind.
Okay. Can I, whenever it feels like it's about to fade completely, Vane would like to run into the center of the circle that originally had the ashes with the symbol of Krishna and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he will slam his fists down and cast Create Bonfire directly under himself in an attempt to spark the energies of the darkness.
Can you just punch him out or something?
He's literally too entranced in religious fervor right now. Desperation makes people kind of dull.
You know, right now his one goal is speak with Krishna.
Yeah, you all are stepping into the territory that he rules over.
I will say, yes. You may make me another Arcana check.
Also, do I roll the damage for my Create Bonfire? Because I'm doing
I'd
max
say
damage.
I'd say so, yeah.
I like this
So
one.
actually, let me do the damage first. Where?
Thankfully, you are a tiefling, so.
No, I'm human.
Oh, right, you're home.
I've been
human.
waiting.
I have no resistance to fire.
Oh, dear.
Let the last thing I see end up be Terzan, and I just fucking pass out.
I've been
from all the blood
for any
loss.
opportunity.
So
That would be the
will
perfect way to end this.
Let's see. So I will take
Why heal?
2d8.
I was about to heal you, like when you said you. I was like, oh, big, like your hand's shaking.
That is.
We would, but
That will be
right now,
an
this
exact
is high.
18,
We've never had like
taking me
parties.
down into unconsciousness.
Not big ones.
We all get knocked out from this. Please let it happen.
Oh, I'm on death's bed now. I'm making.
Wait, did you just light yourself on fire?
Yes, I'm in the center of the circle, and I just basically sacrificed myself to
For-
empower the darkness. I am at 0 hit points. I am going to start making death saves.
I have no way of getting to you.
Is Caleb going to save you, or are you going to get your ass back up?
I don't know, but
So-
now that I've done that, so now I'm going to make the Arcana check. Do do you want me to just do the flat Arcana check first, or? Because you wanted me to do an Arcana check.
Yeah, Arcana check with advantage, obviously.
Double advantage.
I'd say double advantage even. Yeah.
That was a power move.
That is a 22.
So, you feel the energies still fade away, but you do hear a very clear, crisp. Well, it's not ideal, but you've done an excellent service, my child. Let us see if we can salvage this. Best of luck to you. And Caleb, as you start to pray, you get a very sudden flash across your mind as you go from visiting peace and tranquility to just this sudden horned silhouettes that's laughing.
No.
And I will say it'd be like it'd be like an image of like a sun being eclipsed,
Ah, yeah.
just sort of filling your mind with like a dark orange lights.
Everything that Krishna made you feel, you now feel the opposite.
Please. No. No!
You feel the unhug.
And as you open your eyes, you see Vane charred in front of you, as well as a few people rushing in at the sound of everything that's going on before your vision becomes a little bit fuzzy and you pass out, falling on top of Vane.
And as I'm about to pass out, I will then very weakly let out, "Don't leave me."
So yeah, Rallis, I'm gonna say that as you are just going around trying to get every people to pray and whatnot, you hear a very loud boom out downstairs, along with a bit of satanic chanting, and yeah, would you like to rush down and investigate that?
You know what? I'm going to roll the Rallis dice and the red dice to see which one. Rallis dice, yes, he's going to go down there and check out what the hell is happening.
Yeah, you enter a room where the floor is covered in blood and two of your friends are passed out.
Well, okay then.
I will say that Caleb, he seems fine. He seems like he's not in immediate danger. Vane is bleeding, is having a bad time of it.
Can I roll to see if Rallis can put together that Vane's probably the cause of this?
His ass just got burnt crispy.
Okay, if you're gonna be taking this long, I'm gonna go roll my first death save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Gotta
assume that
say.
would be happening. Like, I just kind of want to know if it click in that moment.
I have failed my first death save.
I will say, yes, you may roll to try and piece together what happened here.
Like now you.
Big will grow you an excellent tree to commemorate your life.
That's an insight roll.
Yeah, Big, I'll say that while you're down with that noose, he just starts to write, congratulations.
My insight is
Then you
probably
also
crap.
hear the boom upstairs.
Plus 6, so 13.
He starts crossing out the congratulations. What the fuck?
I'm gonna make eye contact with the pig, just like, I'll be back for you. And then head upstairs.
So I rolled 7 plus 6.
I'll be back
13.
for you.
13 insight to see if it snaps that
Just a snort of like,
this
I'm
is
holding you to
Vane's
it.
fault.
No, from what you can tell, it just seems like a bit of religious fervor gone wrong. You can't really piece together what exactly happened.
All you know is that, Vane does weird religious shit, and it seems like Caleb did.
There's just some people in a religious circle who are now dying.
Okay, well, Rallis knows that Caleb's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rallis will try and stabilize Vane, because I don't have healing anything. Unless if you want me to mend you.
Your cloak has never looked better.
You do remember that you gave Vane a health potion.
Does that work at this point?
I mean, yeah, if I grab it and pour it down his throat, yeah, it'll heal.
Yeah,
him.
I was going to say, if you just like poured it all over his wounds, like that juice from fucking
That can work.
Just like freaking Resident Evil 8, like,
Oh shit! I lost my hand again. Here, give me a second. Here, prop this up in there. What do you?
I like that became an
Okay,
actual.
cool. Now hold it there.
That became an actual plot point in the story.
yep.
So does an 11 mend him or fucking stabilize him?
Come on, come
11
on.
would stabilize him.
Yeah,
What does it take to stabilize?
probably 10.
Yeah, it's like 50-50. 10 or below fail, above 10 or succeed.
Yeah, no, Rallis is making sure you're alive, but he doesn't have to use a healing potion that might be more useful later.
Oh, even though it's my healing potion, I gotcha.
Yeah,
Big is
now you have
generous.
a healing potion for later.
Big is generous.
Also, that just put me at 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would drop you at 1.
Also, remember, you do also have me on top of you, so like, you just gotta try to like.
No, I'd still be unconscious.
Are you? You're not in the fire though, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
over now.
concentration. It dissipates.
Yeah, I'd say it's
dissipates
like
immediately.
it was just like a big burst, and then you like fell on top and smothered it.
Just a big burst of orange, hellish-looking flames.
I'm gonna try and rouse Qualeb. I think Rallis would be more likely to try and pick him up and figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah, roll me a medicine check again.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, you do successfully rouse Caleb.
Okay.
Yeah, Caleb, as you are lightly shaken by the shoulder, you just look up and see the concerned blue eyes of your good old friend Rallis.
Caleb, what the hell happened?
Caleb will say nothing at first, and then just meagerly look around.
He would have pulled you off Vane. So
I know. And then after he finally takes in the situation, he looks at his still bleeding hand, and then still with no response to Rallis, he simply stands up and then begins walking back towards the city. Just middle of the night, does not care, just start walking back towards the city.
can I assume that's when you get there?
Yeah, I was about to say, can I be in the room now?
I was about to say
you get there and he just walks by you without saying anything.
Yeah, you get up there and see a very traumatized Caleb just walking away, and passed out Vane and Rallis, I assume, just trying to like rummaging around in the area trying to find out what exactly happened.
I feel like Rallis would be watching as Caleb walks away, just as confused as he can look with his static face.
Okay, well, Big's going to acknowledge that Caleb looked like shit, but seeing, Buddy passed out on the floor, that's going to be the priority here. So I also have a health potion and that I have in my inventory, and I'm going to just pour that down Vane's throat, just try to rouse him. Would he roll that, or would I?
I believe if you're administering it, you do.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I'd
it's
say
a
so.
D6 plus what?
It should be
Or
2d4 plus 4 or 2d6 plus 4.
2d4 plus 4, yeah.
9.
And as the slightly Pepto-Bismol-y cherry flavor washes down your throat vein, you slowly but surely begin to regain your senses.
I'll just sort of start pushing myself up off the floor. Just coughing up, and you just see like soot and blood coming out of his mouth.
Damn, just Big just kind of, I don't know, like leaning down, like, what happened?
And Vane just sort of sits back on his knees, just sort of hands on there, just sort of staring down. A battle just took place. Not of swords or magic, but of souls. And then he just keeps sitting there on the floor, just sort of blank stare. Just all the usual sort of fire or anger or dark looking
Edge.
edge is just sort of gone. His eyes just look sort of dull.
Meanwhile, much like him, Caleb's eyes, for as young as he is, has entirely lost its luster. If you were to look into his eyes now, which, by the way, if anybody still remembers that Ultima Chromia thing, that's not a thing anymore. So you were retconning that, and I'm addressing that right now. That is cringe, as it would be. Anyways, but the point is that if you were to have followed him and looked deep into his eyes, you would be looking into the soul of someone who has absolutely just lost everything. Someone who is absolutely dead on the inside.
Meanwhile, Vane has more the look of someone who's just completely... like when someone loses something they've never lost before.
Yeah. Like you lost to a noob in a religious battle.
A battle he shouldn't have lost that he did.
Yeah.
So after you said your old spiel, Rouse probably would have looked at you, looked back towards the doorway, and probably would have just run after Caleb.
So is knowing that Vane says edgy, devil, demon shit and all that constantly, and the whole shit that happened downstairs, can I roll to try to put 2 and 2 together to get 4?
I mean,
Sure.
I got to roll. I failed, but I got to roll.
Yeah, well, Biggs
Yeah.
pays attention. Big
Big's
listens.
not stupid. Jeez.
Big listens to people.
Big brain as big as stomach.
Yeah. So what would I roll for that insight?
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled 17 and insight's +3, so
Also, you picked really good music for this.
non-nat 20. Also, yeah, the music works great.
Oh, yeah.
This is thoroughly enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
The best
Yeah,
part
as
is
you
I
just...
don't know what most of them are.
Yeah. As you listen to Vane's whole spiel and start to think of what exactly happened down there, you kind of get the idea in your head that the darkness you felt may have been that Terzanon fellow he's always going on about.
So you're sitting in the floor?
Like he's just still back in the... He's still in, the circle of, the... Actually, let me get close to the mic so you can actually hear me. He's still, sort of in the circle of stuff and, where the symbol of Krishna had been, in that ash and stuff. And now there's, a whole bunch of blood and stuff mixed in. And he's just sort of on his knees. When someone's, just on their knees, just sort of really loose.
Yeah,
with,
I gotcha.
arms just sort of resting
Yeah,
on his legs.
just defeated pose.
His shoulders just sort of slumped forward, just sort of staring at the floor.
Well, I do have my, the jug thing with the alcohol it can produce every day, so I'm gonna, sit that beside him, and I'm gonna sit down on the floor. Just, I don't know, keep company, I guess. Looks sad. Do you want to talk about it?
Vane just says nothing and just keeps staring at the floor.
You, messed with the statue downstairs. That didn't work out, I guess.
And Vane just you just hear Vane sort of just mutter, "He could have saved you all."
Yeah, as you just sort of silently sit next to your, maybe not quite friend yet, but acquaintance. Rallis, you were running after Caleb?
Yeah, so normally Rouse has his hood up, but as he's running after Caleb, he is going to pull it back to reveal his whole face, all the metal and lights. And as soon as he can get up to Caleb, he's just going to reach out and place a hand on his shoulder to stop him.
Caleb's just simply going to stare.
Yeah, you just turn and look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Rouse is just going to look back at you without, just silently. Drop his hand and just kind of walk up and just stand next to you. In a very somewhat understanding that you just went through something, though he's not sure what.
And then after just a few more moments of silence, Caleb is going to just simply turn around and begin walking back towards the city once more.
Rouse is gonna give you some distance, but he'll follow you.
As a group of intrepid adventurers, some immediately, some eventually, all with a sense of cloudiness covering their minds, begin to make their way back to the city. Some wondering what exactly this will hold for the future, others not caring for the future at all. The sun sets in Bleakstone and never seemed so dim. Yeah, we'll cut to when when Tristan and Ronnie are getting back to town, and then I'll flub foo for everyone else.
Here, let me just.
Floopity floop. Yeah, so I get my spell slots
On long
back.
rests, do we full heal?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, cool.
you get everything back.
Yeah, because I have 0 spell slots. That's why I used a health potion.
Also, for future reference, if I get knocked out like that again, does that count as a short rest while you're in?
Short rests are an hour long.
Shit.
As following the cataclysmic conflict at the town of Riverside, as we go back to our merry band of adventurers.
If we're leaving the town, can I have freed the pig first?
I would say, yeah, I was about to say.
Okay.
You see that in spite of it all, our friend Big has a small smile on his face.
Are you bringing the pig to be friends with the goats?
Sure. If they'll let
Yes.
me.
If you name that pig Hawk, I am killing it and making
No.
bacon.
No, it's Wilbur, my guy.
Wait, if it gets named Hawk, can I be named Bon instead?
Bro.
I'll just become a better character than all of you.
Bro, he is the single reason I got into that show.
Same.
Me and...
But-
okay, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, as you walk along, you can't help but smile at the new companion trudging along silently behind you as he
Where?
very quietly just snuffles along the grass looking for acorns or bits of food. You're walking along, bringing along a fairly jovial-looking pig, seeming happy to have been freed. Meanwhile, you see a fairly downtrodden-looking Vane just sort of walking silently behind you, beside you.
Like, at this point, he seems to have come to life a little bit. Now he's more like, just sort of got his arms crossed, and more thoughtful looking, I guess you'd say. Just like eyes furrowed, more just sort of like he's deep in thought about what just happened.
Making the most out of the situation. Alright, Caleb, how dead are you? On the inside.
So am I back at my,
Well, I'll get to you in just a minute.
Ah.
Okay.
I'll say, Vane, as you walk along, you start to feel this odd sensation. The sort of dull hum in the back of your mind that symbolizes Terzanon starts to not quite open all the way back up, but starts to fluctuate slightly.
I'll just
Here-
sort of, just as soon as I start to feel that, I just sort of, get like right behind Big, just letting the sound of him guide me as I just sort of close my eyes and reach out with like my magics towards that feeling.
Yeah, you feel it start to fluctuate, and you start to hear faint, warbling voice. And suddenly becomes a bit more clear, though it's still a bit staticky. Vane, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, you hear sort of a clearing in the throat, and it becomes clear again. Ah, good. So, quite the stunt you pulled there, my child.
Wouldn't be the first time I had to do something a bit. Yes, I guess that wouldn't have been the first time, though. I had to do something a bit more drastic to try and salvage the situation. I wasn't expecting one of my current allies to have potentially started to mess up what we were doing.
Well, salvage it you did, my boy. While we may not have corrupted the holy site, I am happy to announce that a conduit has formed. Enough of my presence seems to have soaked into a local object, allowing a bit more fluent communication, which should be quite helpful.
In Big, just behind you, you'll just hear,
You just hear like, yes, oh yeah, yeah, ooh, just Bender noises of triumph. Come on, yeah.
You just hear a dragonborn. Yes.
I want to double check that it's not like the pig or something is now evil or a conduit.
Would you like to check?
so I'm sorry, Pig.
Would I have a reason to?
I have a physical expectation of you to be evil for now.
Yeah, I don't think he would have a reason to, but like genre savviness, I
You
don't
just
know.
hear
It would be
your-
hilarious.
You look onto the pig and go, "That'll do, pig. That'll do."
Oh god.
Just look at the flowers,
You
pig.
can check the pig, but you will
Just
have
think
to
of
cut
the
off its
rabbits,
head to get to
Lenny.
its brain.
Think of
Oh god. I have no reason to suspect the pig, but like it would just be hilarious.
But yeah, you do just hear you're previously depressed and then suddenly vaguely thoughtful, and now you just hear Vane just sort of laughing behind you.
Having the vague knowledge that Vane might be not entirely a good person, but still happy his friend is happy. Big's just gonna, just keep vibing.
Yes, this is surely a good sign. Well then, what's the next step?
The next step, I'll need to ponder it. Simply continue gathering information, and well, we shall see. In the meantime, I understand you gave the puzzle box to a young girl.
I did. And she opened it surprisingly quickly. I think she even opened it faster than your son.
Oh, truly? I do love the youth.
Would you
Well-
like for me to attempt to arrange for her to head towards Vexia, or do you have a different plan?
I'll communicate with her a bit more directly. To have solved the puzzle box so quickly is a good sign. We'll see if we can't plant the right seeds in her brain.
And
Now,
before the connection disappears, Vane just sort of, oh, and I've been attempting to get a message towards Vexia, but due to the current political climate, it's proven difficult. Would you be able to reach out towards the others of our order and let them know that we require some assistance to get more favor with these individuals? Some supplies to keep them alive for now. At least until we figure out what's actually happening with this plague.
An excellent idea. And who knows, the journey there may provide more information. I'll have a battalion or two sent out.
And I'd suggest bringing along a few priests. Things here might get difficult with the religious sorts.
They always do. Reminds me of the days before I ascended to godhood. Well, never you mind, my child. Keep up the good work. And with that, the connection sort of like just closes off. As you approach the gate, bit of a new skip in your step. You see the usual gate guard. Thankfully, apparently
Fucking
someone.
John.
Yeah, good old John. Apparently someone noticed his plight with always falling asleep, and you see him with a nice fresh mug of coffee this time.
So, we never asked Noose for the location of the guy we went to talk to him about.
Noose was like coming back to town.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I was about to say we never acknowledged Noose leaving the statue area, so so as we reach the gate,
Yeah, you approach and see like a good old John on the wall. Hey, how's it going?
Well, you're looking better than before.
Someone give me this cup of boiled beans, and I am feeling nice, my guy.
I haven't felt this alive in years.
it keeps the depression at bay.
It was like a crick in my neck. I ain't got no crick in my neck now.
You gotta try this shit.
Here, I'll
Oh.
pour some down for you.
Bruh.
It's boiling hot.
No, but Vane will just look up. Oh yeah, we have that coffee in Vexia that we import. Apparently it goes well if you mix it with some alcohol. Something... I don't know. What goes good with coffee? What kind of alcohol goes good with coffee?
Is it normally...
Fucking whiskey.
Yeah,
I thought
is
it was
Mix it with
whiskey.
some whiskey.
Yeah, it's
Irish coffee. Yes.
Yeah, I hear it goes well if you mix it with some kind of whiskey.
That right. Gonna have to try it out. Oh, you want an in?
Yes, we have successfully completed our mission.
Ah, cool.
Can
Yeah.
I assume that we're dragging 2 coffins behind us?
Oh yeah, we never addressed that. She
I mean,
went
if
down.
we were coming back here,
Yeah, she
Rallis
went
would have
down.
I assume
made
you
sure
would've
that
just
we
put
got
them in
them.
shackles
Yeah.
instead of just dragging the coffins.
Now, I feel like it's
I just
better
like- I just like
image
to
if we're
imagine,
just
like-
dragging 2
No,
coffins.
we're
by
all.
chains.
He's
No,
wandering
like,
slowly behind us two. I'm like pepping my step, and he's just like heave-hoing with chains.
I like to
just
imagine-
every
I am
step.
stronger than
I like
the
to imagine
giants.
Big is leading the
honestly
pig
thought-
on, but the pig is pulling
I
the
do have a
coffins.
20 strength.
I honestly thought I'd have made it back before all of you guys did.
Well, I mean,
Ah,
he's
yeah, you
Relic.
did.
Like, Relic just kind of
Also,
stopped
I
you.
should ask, how early in the morning is this?
Early enough to drink an Irish coffee.
Like, just.
Oh, it's never too early for
like-
that.
Yeah, like, the sun is just cresting over the mountaintops. It's very early in the morning. It's like 6 or so.
Where as you look up at the sun rising, you get like just this briefest flash in your mind of it
like-
turning black for a
Of
moment.
it being eclipsed and everything vaguely orange.
Yeah, like the sky turns red, everything turns orange on the ground. You get this like cold chill down your back, and then it's gone.
I mean, I could give you a description of Terznon's realm if you wanted. Of it just flickering to that, if you'd like.
But, the guy starts to reach for the lever. They, like, wait. He, like, checks a nearby list. Sorry, dude. That Lady Bright Eyes, like, sent out the new list to people who aren't allowed in town.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you were banished for, like, 3 days. You still got 2 days left on that sentence.
We were only gone for a day.
Yeah, the original plan was to have Noose tell us where the guy was scrying, and then go after him, but I guess we're back here now.
I mean, we had to drop off all the prisoners and...
Like shit happened.
Yeah. Needed some rest time.
So I'll just sort of turn towards Rallis and Big. You all go on and get those people in, and then we can...
It's just you and Big right now.
Oh, is it just the 2 of us?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
these
he
two,
said
these
they
two
got
are
there
back. These
earlier.
two are back in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get to them in just a second.
So I'll just go drop off those notes to your doctor friend and go get the others, and we can bring them out here and we can talk to that scryer fellow.
Mm.
And I'll just sort of go off to the side and sort of take up my own sort of post on the opposite side of the gate. Just sort of arms crossed.
Ah, yeah, you just like lean against the gate and sort of cross your arms. And meanwhile, John decides, "Hey, I never get people posted out here of me. It's great. So, you like sports at all? You like
Breaking things?
you like grabbing the microphones and pulling them out of the stand?
Go back and see.
Wait, does these just pull up? They do. Okay, yeah. No, not doing that. It
Yeah.
just slides in.
Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties.
Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties. Yep.
Okay, so John just sort of... Okay. John can continue with whatever he was asking.
Yeah, I normally don't get a lot of visitors over here on the walls. So you like sports?
We have a few sports in Vexia.
Oh, never been. What kind of sports you got there, friend?
Well, everyone really seems to enjoy the Gristro Blood Bowls.
Ah, Blood Bowl? Never. I think I've heard of it. Is that like that whole, you tackle people and I think like I don't know. You tell me about it, friend.
Well, normally what we do is it's usually the demons in the Vexia that run it. They have some of the lesser ones run about while 2 Gristro chase them around, attempting to disembowel them and slam their innards into some baskets on the side.
Oh, that sounds like I need some more coffee, friend.
Pours more whiskey into the coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
you-
can't tell, Vane is actually like smiling and just sort of staring up. He looks he looks less edgy than you've ever seen him before.
Is he
Filled
happy
with
having tormented
childlike
this man, or is he
wonder.
just in a good mood today?
Both.
To the audience, by the way, yes, Irish coffee is what this is called.
But yeah,
Please, no spammerino.
but yeah, and then Vane will just sort of continue. But actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're only 3 days away from the Geist Wave back home, so I think about either tomorrow or the day after will be when they hold the festivities of the Arena Games. and people can challenge to become leader of my cult.
Ah, sounds fun. I'm more of a polo man myself.
I'm sorry, that was great. Just the
But yeah, as you just head inside of your notes, yeah, you get inside of town. Things seem calm inside. People are still like just now waking up, or a few people idly walking around. Good old drunk Barney, just like, hey, I'm drunk and my name's Barney. Just staggering around after a night of carousing.
You know his name is actually Larry.
Yeah, but he's too drunk to see. He's fine.
just the town light, he's right under the pastor and under the preacher.
Yeah, what's the plan?
Yeah, I think first off I'm gonna head back to the medical tent and just meet back up with Stumbles.
Yeah, you go see Stumbles and and see he's just sort of outside his usual tent, so sort of like writing off a note for materials and passing it to one of the couriers in town. There you are. Thank you. Please have it here in a hurry. Big my lad. Hello.
Yeah, and Big just gonna arms out, just run up and actually he does it normally, but he's gonna try to hug Stumbles.
Yeah, you rush over and just scoop Stumbles up in a hug. Oh, all right, lad. Easy. You pat your back and you hear sort of a clattering beneath you. Oh, dropped my legs. You mind?
Yeah.
Can you help me out with that, lad?
Yeah, just resolving that, setting Stumbles down, getting that situated.
Yeah, you set him down and you see his legs. One is a very carefully polished white ivory, made of white ivory bone. The other one seems to be crafted of burnt bone, sort of etched very carefully with ash. He just sort of lifts up his robes and you see two stumps just above his knees. Yeah, don't worry, just slide right on and then you can just tighten the buckle.
Do I need to roll anything for that? Is that a dex thing?
I'm not good.
Are you mentally incompetent?
I didn't know.
I wouldn't say so, no.
Okay,
I'd say this probably isn't the first time his legs have fallen off.
Yeah, okay. I did okay. But straightening all that up, Big's just gonna straighten himself up and and then just present the journal to Stumbles, just the biggest grin.
Let's see here. He looks at it and starts to flip through. Oh, is this the notes? He pats your back very strongly. My lad, I don't mean to jinx us, but if this works out, this could very well set us on the path to a cure.
It's just shaking. It's everything we've needed.
Not just the vaccine, mind you. If we get it right, working right, we might be able to inject one of the beasties and actually turn them back to man. It's he cracks his fingers. Now then, I don't read Druidic, so I'm gonna need you to get on translating these. In the meantime, I'm gonna see what I can do with what we have so far. Supplies are limited. I'm gonna start running trials. Sound good?
Yes.
Let's get this done, lad. Let's save the world. He walks in and you see a actual skip in his step. It'll all be worth it soon. It'll all be worth it. And yeah, with that moment of hope igniting the town for a brief moment, let's have a moment of existential dread. Caleb, how you feeling?
As the church bells ring from the chapel, Caleb's eyes slowly open. He wakes up to find himself slumped over a desk. He hadn't even bothered to simply get into the bed. In fact, he never even bothered to get upstairs. Fibblethit comes to him, as he usually does, expecting a breakfast. Caleb will simply just knock over a container filled with gunpowder.
He then lights a match and drops it.
As he allows Thipplethip to snack upon the forbidden fruit, that is powder of gun, Caleb will then rise and then drag himself out the door. He hadn't even taken off the clothes that he had the night previously. Still very clearly damaged, dark bags underneath his eyes, hardly a happy expression on his face, and begins to slowly shuffle his way towards the chapel bells.
I will say, when you go outside, Rouse is just leaning up against your shop, just on the ground, sitting there.
He will simply ignore you and walk on.
Yeah.
Also, what's the name of his neighbor again? I forget.
Reverend.
You don't have a name, just a title.
Just the title.
We're in Goblin Slayer logic.
I mean, his name is Refecule, but Reverend Refecule just sounds kind of silly. Just people call him usually Rev.
Okay,
Rev,
so we
Rev.
can probably clearly guess he's at the church.
Yeah. He's just like a... There's not really a proper church in town, but he has like his little... like a few makeshift pews that he's just pulling out.
Shit, I thought there was like a whole ass cathedral, but...
Nah.
Oh, I am
Ain't
mistaken.
got the resources for shit like that.
Fair enough. Anyway.
There is a cathedral, but it's not in part of the walled-off city.
Anyways, his clothes still absolutely abhorrently filthy, as well as himself from the night previous. He just simply walks on, and as he notices the gathering crowds that are walking in towards what is the effective church of the town, he stops, and he simply stares for a moment. As the Reverend is welcoming people inside, and finally going inside himself in order to prepare for the sermon for today, Caleb quietly shuffles in after him. The Reverend hadn't even noticed he was there at the time. Caleb finds a seat at the very back of the pews, and sits over to the very far side of the right. But just before he enters, he notices the sun above him. And he takes just a moment to look up. In a mere instant, the very horrific scenes that he had saw from his attempts to speak with Krishna once more, the god he once so fervently followed, all began to melt away as the sun was eclipsed.
And with that, you see, just for brief flickers, just what looks to be a lake of what seems to be magma and flowing lava. And you see a black sun with rays of orange merging around it, with two what seem to be mountains just sort of curling out of the lake, curling around the sun where it stands in the sky. And you just see trembling in the lake of lava. And then you see almost like a serpent's tail flick through. And then you see the large mountains begin to move and lift. And you see the sun begin to move with them, staying between them. And you see a mass beneath them as it begins to lift out of the lava and turn in the shape of a gargantuan form of a head. Eyes twitching randomly in directions with light like searchlights coming from them. With the ground they touch scorching, burning. A mouthful of jagged teeth like needles emerging from random directions from the gums. And you just feel this massive creature making waves in the lava turn towards you. Even though its eyes don't directly ever look upon you, you feel it looking at you. And you just feel its hatred towards you, apparently doing some slight towards it, but also just an immense joy as you feel it did not seem to be phased at all. And then in a flash, gone. Back to the light of the day.
And as the Reverend begins his sermons, of course they ask, He asks the congregation to rise, and then of course praises the congregation, blesses them with peace, and they all give the praises and blessings back to the preacher. The only one who did not stand, of course, was Caleb, who simply stared on, looking about the church. He very briefly, as he looks around the room, stares only at the different idols and stained glasses of of the faith of Krishna. Eventually, he just looks down towards his hands, and then begins to fidget with the signet ring on his finger. He takes it off and simply stares directly at the pendant of his family. Eventually, he finally just stares blankly towards the statue of Krishna behind the altar. The words of the Reverend falling completely deaf upon his ears. A few hours pass, and the sermon has come to an end. The people rise and begin to exit the church. The Reverend is beginning to pack up the different types of scrolls and tomes and holy text. And as he walks past the last row of pews, he manages to catch a glimpse of Caleb.
Ah. Howdy, lad. How are you feeling?
Caleb just simply looks towards the Reverend with his cut, his filthy, his dark-covered eyes, or with an emotionless face. And then he simply looks back to the statue of Krishna. Nary a word.
The Reverend goes ahead and sits down next to you and just sort of folds his hands in his lap. Well, part of my job is talking, so if you need to talk, if no, that's perfectly fine. And if not, well, it's a fine place to sit for an afternoon or two. Though, if it's comfort you're needing, I do have a fine Yakunin tea inside. I've been saving for a special occasion.
Caleb nods.
Ah, that's a lot. He very, very quickly, pulls out a handkerchief and, passes it to you. Might want to clean the blood a bit first, lad. You look like you've seen death.
As Caleb wipes off the blood and some of the extra tears that had streaked from his face, he also runs the handkerchief across the wound that just the night before he had tried to suture with flint and stone, or flint and steel, excuse me. There wasn't much blood left. Most of the bleeding had stopped, but the wound definitely needed a lot more than whatever a handkerchief could do.
I'll see if I can take care of that while we're inside. Annalise? You just look towards the house and you see the Reverend's daughter poke her head out. Yeah. I'll go fetch a couple of lads from the town and see if they can't help us with the pews. Emergency matters here. Gotcha. And she just rushes off. He chuckles. It's the little things. She keeps me young. He just walks inside and sort of sets a pot to boil, then starts to rummage around in his cabin for bits of string. So, heard you went to Riverside looking for looking for a scryer of some sort. How'd that turn out?
Have you communed with Krishna before?
Well, every now and then. Tis part of the blessing of being a priest. Yeah, you'll walk in his light every day. And every now and then, he'll be able to spare a moment for you. Why'd you ask?
You spared one for me.
Ah. Lucky lad. Sits down at a table and, very carefully pulls you over and starts to stitch up the wound on your hand, dabbing at it with alcohol.
What would normally be a rather stinging and painful feeling, Caleb simply just does nothing. Hardly a blink, nothing more than a stare. Not even a wince.
Annalise could learn a thing or two from you. She always howls like a banshee whenever she scrapes her knee. And he just starts to slowly stitch up the wound. So, I spoke to Krishna. What did he tell you about? Any advice?
He called to me. I tried to speak to him. I did, and I thought it was Krishna. But whatever it was, it turned to something far worse. Reverend, I've been lost ever since my father was killed. I thought I was on the right path. I've never been as lost as I am now. Father, Reverend, how do you cope when the one thing that gave you light no longer illuminates your path? What do you do if Krishna abandons you?
Well, he very carefully, finishes up a stitch and lightly just tightens up the string and just begins to wrapping the hand. Well, if you don't mind a story or two, a quick story. Might be able to. I can't say I'll solve your problems for you, but no, sometimes knowing that others have a similar pain can help you out.
I'm listening.
When this plague started, I had a happy family, and we were thankfully unscathed by the plague. There was my oldest daughter, member of the guild like me, beautiful wife, and little Annalise, just learned to take her first steps. As it happens, well, there were other people who would survive the plague. This group of fellows, drank blood and had very sharp pointy teeth. Vampire or something like that. Well, they wanted to try and shake the resolve of our little town. Wanted to make it so that we couldn't trust anyone. And they started to turn our people. They turned my wife. She very carefully pulls out a small locket and unlocks it. You see a picture of a younger reverend, a bit more clean-shaven than he is now, standing next to a woman with a very beautiful blonde woman in a red dress. Her name was Rachel, and she was my light. He flips it closed. It was a hard choice, but it was a choice that needed doing. Lady Bright Eyes said that those who were infected were to be, make sure they couldn't spread it to others. like, puts the locket back away. So, I tried to keep her calm. I took her to our favorite hill, where I'd asked her to marry me. And I asked her to look at the moon in the sky. And I fired my gun. I brought 2 bullets that day. I fully intended to use the other on myself. I'd lost my lights. Krishna wasn't answering me. The only people I knew were the people that told me my wife needed to die. But sometimes you find a new light. And when I remembered that I had my girl at home, and that Annalise deserved a chance to grow up to be half as beautiful as she was. Deserved a chance to find happiness in this godforsaken world. Like, gently reaches out and pats your shoulder, and you see him, like, very casually wipe away a single tear. Lights fade. They flicker and they burn out. But embers can spark back into flame. Sun rises again. A new light can be found. Well, I don't know if it helps at all, but any measure of comfort it brings you, you're welcome to. My door's always open. You know that.
Caleb nods again. And as the Reverend gets up and leaves, you had a tea, right?
Yeah, he goes over and starts pouring you a cup of tea.
Caleb will then look on towards the statue of Krishna again. After another, say, half an hour of just simply staring, Caleb will then finish off his tea, rise, and then walk back out of the church. And as he does, he takes another look back towards the sun. A new flame. And just for another brief moment, the visions return. But this time he felt no dread. Something was different. This time Caleb perked back up, took a deep breath, rubbed his eyes a bit, and then began walking back towards his shop.
And in the vision you see the massive figure that had stood before you. Even though you aren't looking at it anymore, you feel it smile and then fade.
And, yeah. Ralph, is it safe to assume you're still, like, outside the shop, or what have you been up to?
Okay.
So, after seeing Caleb actually get up and making sure that he's still somewhat okay, now moving around, I was gonna get up and start heading into the town proper. Just, I assume where he would think everyone else would somewhat go meet up. In a sense, Rouse is actually going to look for Big.
Oh god, it's happening. He's finally going to commit cleansing.
The unworthy will know that they have paid their price.
He also has a somewhat fair understanding that Caleb might take a while. So
He senses this is a character-building moment.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll say you start to head towards the usual place and check the clinic. You see, like, a good old Stumbles just, like, has, like, a fairly big conspiracy board, like, set out in front of the tent. There's just, like, staking out. Yes, no. This connects to Pepe Silva, and it's all good, yes. you see him acting surprisingly chipper, more chipper than you've seen him in recent months.
Well, okay then.
Note to self.
Perhaps
keep
maybe you
the
should
crack locked up.
Perhaps maybe you should get some sleep. I don't need sleep, lad. I need answers.
Yeah.
Just immediately back out of that.
You decide you don't need to talk to Big and slowly walk away.
Just away from the person who's losing his mind. I don't remember what.
Started at 7.
I was just gonna kind of walk around for a little bit, and if he runs into Big, then because I would assume you'd eventually go look for everyone else.
Yeah, that's what he was supposed to. Vane asked him to get everybody together.
Yeah, I'll say that. While you like see him doing the conspiracy board and stuff, you see Big probably walk out with a tray of samples.
Again, you'll probably just notice him kind of look at you, and this would also be a great time for you to insight him again.
It's just a great night for character building. See, that's an 18.
Well, that was a natural 20 tied to fucking on the Rallis die. It makes sense. I will say, it very much. He seems very passive in how he's standing, but he does glance at you and just turn into very calmly walk out the tent, almost as if he's somewhat wanting you to follow him.
Oh my god, you've upgraded from worm to wall. You're almost a living thing worth looking at.
Bruh. I'll quickly set down the tray of different corrupted samples of blood and just like a nod at Stumbles like a, I'll be back in a moment.
Ah, yes, take all your time. He like reaches over to get a drink and it's like, ooh, that would have been bad.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, and you just quickly pan after Rallis.
Yeah, I'll stop and grab the staff I'd set in the corner.
Aye.
Alright, as I leave the tent, I'll guess I'll look for Alice and try to like jog lightly after him.
He's not far off. So as you actually get up to him, he doesn't really move to say anything. He just kind of glances over at you again, almost as if he's waiting to see how you're going to, what you're doing.
I'll just quickly
Into the mic, please.
yeah, I'll just quickly like nod at him and Vane wanted us all to meet back up when we could outside the wall. He's still banned, and then I'll like reach behind me and here's the staff from the druid.
He's going to take the staff for a moment, kind of look at it, and once again, you will notice as he's holding it, his fingers again start doing a slight twitch, and for a moment he just kind of opens his mouth as if he's about saying something, and very quickly swings the staff around and just lightly hits you in the gut with it. Not
Yeah,
hurting
I
you or
got you.
anything,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, like
A motion
angrily,
to take
yeah,
it
kind of,
back.
yeah, like just a little frustrated. Yeah, like here.
not even that. He doesn't seem frustrated at all.
I guess I'll take it and thank you.
Let's see how prideful he is. Not very. He turns to you and says, "Good job yesterday. Keep it up."
Oh. Well, I guess you'll, yeah, just a big ol' smile, I guess, just in a, like, nod, like, yeah, thanks.
But yeah.
Alright,
On that
character
note-
development.
On that note, anything else you have planned, really, Alice, or?
We gonna hug, or?
I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to go talk to Bright Eyes, but I don't remember what her theme song is.
Yeah. As you go to the mayor's hall and just see, and very quickly knock on the door, Lady Bright Eyes just says, "It's open."
I'm just going to go in and essentially very quickly go over what happened at the church the day before.
Yeah, you see her, she's just watering her plants. She just, like, turns to face you and just, I see.
Big is also here.
Oh, yeah, she's, looking between you and Big and just, I see. So, some sort of attack from the druids, followed by a deic clash of some sort. Peculiar.
On the bright side, we do have 2 prisoners of the druids.
Ah, useful.
So, they might be useful on a bargaining chip.
Usual standard fare. We'll send a message saying we know about their attack and that we have prisoners. And if they persist, we'll send them a pinky or 2.
That Big will raise his hand slightly, and I would be careful how you have watched them and how close you get. They do have spores as well, just in a good area around them.
Just like raise a brow. Spores.
Yes.
As in mushrooms. Toadstools.
Yes, they. If you breathe in too many of them, it can have a pretty poor reaction.
Ah. I see. Is that a normal druid thing?
Somewhat. It depends on what how you wish to pursue and how you choose to channel it. I have spores as well. It didn't affect us as much. And Big seems kind of nervous, being even just talking to someone in charge like this.
Apologies. Just wanted to be sure. I'm not overtly familiar with members of your ethnic group, as it were.
Just make sure that you stay at least 6 or so feet away. A little further wouldn't hurt.
Well, thankfully, same rules applied when we started this plague started, so. But she just nods. Your expertise is appreciated, and I may have need of your counsel again if the conflicts with the druids persist.
Big will nod nervously, like yes.
Yeah. As you do, she just very casually just fiddles around with her eye, and just was there anything else?
I don't think there was anything else important.
Yeah. She just kind of nods. No, good. Now, you'll have to excuse me. I have some rather delicate cleaning to do around here, so you'll have to leave me be. Keep up the good work. Keep an eye on that vain fellow. And yeah, as you file out, you just hear a few odd noises from inside, and start to file your way out of the building.
By the way, it's important. Would you have told Bright Eyes that Vane was the cause of that?
I would specifically have not, but I was going to tell you on the way there.
Okay.
But I would not have informed Bright Eyes. I did not think that would help Vane's situation. I almost asked if he could come back into town, but I decided not to press.
Pretty sure if you did inform Bright Eyes about that, I'm fairly certain he would have a bounty on his head at that point.
I wasn't going to do that to someone Big considers a friend.
Then he would have just looked at him, goodbye to your supplies, smiles.
Those are some very flammable supplies.
We walked back to town with a pig together. We're practically brothers.
I would pick up the pig before we head out of town.
Like
And now
literally
he's-
or figuratively?
I would have had him follow me.
Okay.
Huh?
I would just like the idea
But-
of Big just grabbing the pig and just sort of hugging it as he walks.
Or, maybe.
Yeah, I'll say that as you exit the building, you give a small whistle, and the pig just comes bounding over, bumps into a few people on his way down the streets and follows behind you.
Yeah, but yeah, it would be about now he would we need to get Caleb when we can, and about Vane. He wants us to meet him, but I think he's the one who might have caused the situation last night. The deity he works for, worships, or whatever would have. He I believe he did the ritual with the blood that caused all of that to go down.
I was gonna look over at you. And again, he opens his mouth for a moment, closes it, and then after a few more seconds, we'll go. We'll have to keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to assume the worst, because I believe he was wanting to help the town, but I'm not sure what he had in mind for the village.
Again, he does the same thing anytime he talks to you. He does the very same thing, as if he's I'm gonna hold off on that unless you want to inside him again. But he's gonna turn and say, people do good things for selfish reasons.
Big's gonna then scratch his head and
Into the mic, please.
Yeah, Big's gonna scratch his head, just kind of look awkward and be like, do you know where Caleb is?
Roughly. You'll start heading towards the church, but you won't go in.
Yeah, I'll say that as you approach, you kind of see, kind of get on the end phase of Caleb's whole revitalizing look at the sun, and then after...
I assume we spent 4 hours sitting in the mayor's office waiting room, just waiting.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let the pig in, so Big's just trying to keep an eye on the door just every so often.
Yeah, just the constant anxiety of Big and his many pets.
Yes, I hope that doesn't become bacon.
But yeah, Caleb, you look over and see Rallis and Big approaching.
I'm sorry, what? I was phased.
Oh no, yeah, you have your revitalizing look at the sun. Ah, yes, a new light. And then you look at the come back down to earth, kind of like you just did, and see good old Big and Rallis approaching.
Amazingly, something about Caleb actually seems a bit brighter. Almost as if he's somehow immediately started recovering.
Bro takes his next level in cleric or paladin. Big will wave.
Oh, this Big.
Yep.
So anyways, you see Caleb sitting there. He's actually perked up a lot more, and he has his hands behind his back, just honestly, genuinely looking like he might actually be enjoying the day all of a sudden. Rallis, Big. I'm assuming you went to go tell Bright Eyes what happened?
Yeah, just got done. You will notice that Rallis is standing a little bit closer than he normally would to Big.
Making quick mental note of that, Caleb then turns towards Rallis. Rallis, I managed to work a little bit on a couple of the modifications you've been wanting. It's not totally done yet, but it'll be pretty soon.
Okay.
So, what now?
Biggs didn't see everything, so what happened to your hand? Are you all right?
Oh, yeah. I'd gone to the church after I got up this morning. Kind of did a bit of a bad suture job to it. But the Reverend got me stitched back up.
All right.
Had a bit of a talk with him, too.
Oh?
Yeah. And Caleb looks back towards where the church was again. this time with the morning sun still in sight, and then the visions just flicker again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be all right.
That's great. Big's just gonna like smile and just like pat you on the back. Like that's great.
Thanks to him, I think I may have found a brand new calling in life.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And, what would that be?
Well, truth be told, I don't tell Bright. Well, actually, I already told Bright Eyes this. Well, not the whole thing. I had a bit of a plan for that church. Wanted to go and find all those 12th Empyrean Christians. Wanted to, well, my plans were a bit darker then, but now I've seen the light. I figure, well, it's been a long time since then. I figure maybe some of them might seek redemption in it, or seek some sort of redemption. I suppose there's a chance that all of us could meet in that church.
Oh, that's wonderful. It sounds like a much healthier outlook than you had.
I'm just hoping that, Bright Eyes can find them all. There's no telling where they all are in this city, assuming they are all in this city.
I kind of want to insight you a little bit, see if you are being kind of hiding more malicious intent, or if there's little to none there.
How does that work on players?
You would roll deception if you're trying to hide something.
Yeah, if you're actively trying to,
You
not
can also tell
mean
me
it.
to fuck off, and I won't roll.
And if there's nothing there, you can just say, there's nothing.
It's like if you're
Yeah.
being sarcastic, roll to see like how sarcastic you were, like how obvious that was.
Oh.
Or like whenever you tried to see whenever Vane first came up from the basement, you were the only one to catch my bullshit
Yeah.
that I was spouting.
Oh, yeah.
Big believes the best in people.
Yeah. After talking with the Reverend, I... Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I hadn't taken an advice from anyone of the clergy for years. Somehow something different happened. Something just awoke in me. Now, how close attention are you paying to me, though?
The moment, he'd be paying fairly close attention because of your mood shift.
Would he notice that my signet ring is gone?
Probably not that, because your arms are behind your back.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
That's actually not bad. That would be a 19 insight.
So roll deception.
If there was
that is
any
your
bullshit in you, he'd notice. Unless you're a master at hiding it. I see your sins. They're crawling up your back.
Look into my eyes.
18 plus a 2, that's a non-net 20, and then plus 3, that's 23.
That's a...
That is one
Yeah.
happy SOB right there.
Ralph will just kind of, at the end of your speech, just kind of nod, accepting what you've told him.
Speaking of growth and friends and such, Vane wanted to meet with us. He's still banned from the town. Whenever we get the chance.
Only for a few days, right?
Yeah, I think it's 2 more days, they said, at the gate.
Maybe we should bring him something to eat.
Actually, I turned to Rallis, like, would they feed him from outside the town or not?
If they don't, we would.
I mean, Vane would have his own rations as well.
Yeah, but those are just rations. Those have probably been sitting around for a few days. They're probably just non-perishables or something.
If they were on you when you lit yourself on fire, they're probably not.
Oh
greatest.
shit, that's right. They're probably burnt.
I mean, have you ever had imp jerky?
No, but I hope there's a recipe for that somewhere in the real life.
See,
It's
unlike-
called you take an imp and ignore the screaming as you flay its flesh.
Oh,
So,
so it's already tough as shit.
you asked Ralph and looked at him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He opens his mouth, thinking about it for a second, just goes, no, and just shakes his head. Doesn't say anything, just shakes his head.
Yeah, we should get him something then.
Well, I've got the money. I can get him a drink and a meal. Think he'd like cinnamon whiskey.
I believe he likes alcohol. Big knows nothing of the drink.
We're just ignoring the fact that we're drinking this early in the fucking morning.
I'm just gonna roll a random thing just so I know how heavy Vexian ales are usually. Just because I want to know. You all can keep talking.
Yeah, fair.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna start my way immediately towards the tavern.
They are usually 37%.
Damn, that is kind of strong.
That's that's not gonna kill you, but that's not something you want to drink a ton of.
So yeah, you guys head to the tavern.
Had a slight reaction to the tea. Turns out he was just slightly allergic.
This is before they realized that cocaine is not to be used casually.
It was then that the Reverend realized, wait a second, there's a quarantine. This tea is 4 years old. But yeah, you head into the tavern and see fairly nice festivities. See an inordinate amount of dwarves up there today. Yeah, just a lot of people just cheering and toasting. And see good old Robert just like, yeah, drink for you. Seeming a little bit overwhelmed as he's just like serving all the drinks.
So the moment we actually get inside, I immediately scream at the top of my lungs, Robert! Run for everyone! On me!
You then realize that there are like 40 people in the bar.
I know!
And you do not have that money. And you already have a tab of 6,000 gold.
Yeah, you just hear a very loud cheer from all the dwarves. Yeah! And Robert just like, aha! Yeah, and then he just like very casually like leans forward. Did you mean that, or I understand.
Caleb will then bring up a large pouch of coins. Of course I did!
Okay, sounds great. Don't try to talk him out of business. Yeah, Robert. We need this. Shut up, drama. No, you shut up.
So how much exactly do you think it might be?
Let's see.
I want
About
to believe.
150 gold.
I want to believe he goes, sure, and hands in the bag, looks at Rallis, who's just going, we're low on supplies, whatever.
I'd say around 35 gold.
That's it?
Make it 4 rounds.
Those are rookie numbers, Robert.
35 gold, you said?
Ah, yeah. And yeah, as you do, you see some fine dwarven rum being rolled out.
Also,
Bruh, he got bigged this episode.
you got any hot meals we can bring around to a friend of ours that can't really get into the city right now?
Oh yeah, I heard about that Vane fellow, right?
Yep.
You know what? You like starts to write out a bit. Since you're giving me so much business, and well, you gotta sort of stop some people from smashing up my bar, on the house. What do you think you'd like?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Now it's time for you to try and guess Vexian cuisine.
Got anything spicy?
Spicy? Heck yeah, got a nice crate of spice up from Linda.
Ah, that'll work.
You'd probably enjoy some charcoal and rocks.
Big over there, like, thinking, not saying out loud, how do you put evil into food?
What would you serve? What would you serve?
Oh,
a devil?
that's easy. You just like make like spaghetti, but instead of tomato sauce, you use
blood.
Yeah, you use blood figgy pudding.
No, you just cook a pineapple and give that to him.
I like cooked pineapple.
Do you all want to know?
Pineapple is terrible.
Do you all want to know what the correct answer would have been? It would not be spicy food.
Does Vane have a sweet tooth?
No, it'd be like they eat seafood. They're on the ocean.
Fair.
Can you eat sin?
They eat cod and salmon.
In that case,
They
charred spice meat.
Charred spice meat.
No, you already said spice.
Yeah,
you already said.
That's
spicy.
why he didn't pull back. That's what he said. Just spiced
Yeah.
meat. Yeah. He didn't go back on it.
Spicy. The stronger the chili, the better.
They in Vexia, they actually specifically dislike spicy food because
You know, though,
the devils and stuff can't eat it because they don't get the spice.
Do you have
So
the
they never eat
Hercunian
it.
Reaper pepper here?
Exactly.
Big hearing that, like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, fire's hot, and he likes fire, so he likes spicy
I'm not
food.
metagaming this. Actually, did I ever metagame?
I don't believe so.
No, please. No, I hope I haven't. I don't actually remember anymore.
But well,
We
I mean,
try
it's-
not to.
It's usually something small.
We make jokes outside of the game,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But yeah, you see Robert just like make a little like fold an order into a paper airplane. Hey, this one's for you. And then as he throws it, like Drama like no, and like vaguely misses trying to block it. You gotta stop giving away free food, Robert. Drama, you shut up, or I will have you. I will look into the surgery to have you fucking removed. You wouldn't dare. Try me, bitch.
Well, hearing that, you see Big's eyebrows raise. He looks very interested in this conversation.
Yeah.
Miles could just kind of lean around Caleb and start extending his hand. I mean, I'm right here.
You stay at least 6 fucking feet away from me. Continue. No. Yes. No. And then you just see the other eye like start poking him in the eye. Ow! Fuck, that's our eye, you dick.
They're such an interesting existence.
I like this character.
Yeah. Robert Blackbright and Dromakel. Some of my favorite additions to this campaign. But yeah. While you're waiting, there's just a bunch more dwarves enjoying a fine drink at Caleb's expense, and
Aren't these some of these the dwarves that came from like they had the chest or something at one point?
yeah, you do see good old
Yeah, the one we
this
freed.
kid is here
Yeah.
somewhere.
yeah, you see one fella just at a table like waving like hey, and recognize him as the man you saved earlier. Yeah, you see good old Sindri like at the table.
Yeah, Cindy.
Sindri.
Yeah, good old Sindri Slateheart.
I guess getting the food, we just head out, right?
Yeah.
We've been in the town for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you start to head out, and yeah, you get a nice little to-go bag for Vane, and head for the gate.
How far from the tavern is the exit is the gate?
The tavern's like within sight of the gates. Like I'd
Like
say
minutes.
like maybe 2 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like not too
I
far.
was just wondering if the food would still be hot by the time we got out there.
Probably.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Well, no, it's just
Yeah. While on that subject, Vane, as you're just at the gates,
Can we assume that you're just banging your head into the gate?
yeah. After
No,
playing
okay. Just-
playing 200,000 questions.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So
have you been enjoying your conversation
no,
with John?
okay. So
Let's play
Just
20
smash
questions.
cut
4,000 question edition.
no,
Yeah.
we're just gonna smash cut to Vane apparently recounting another story of his people he works with to John.
And then we burn the whole place down.
No, it's like, and it's just like, okay. So it just smash cuts to Vane just being like, and then the big ass fucking bird thinks he can just jump off the cliff while his wings are being held down by 2 fucking demons that are keep trying to French kiss him, even though he has a beak. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. He just kept throwing fireballs and they just kept hitting everyone else on the team. And I swear to God, I think he hit my ass on purpose. And then just smash cut away.
So how's John feeling at this point?
John
This is like the
John is all
800th
for
story.
it. John is just like nodding. Oh, that sounds real cool, dude. Oh, now that I think about it, yeah, would you want some coffee? I can like run some down to you real quick. I feel rude just drinking in front of you. And you got some great stories, man. Like as soon as you get unbanished, I'm gonna have to host you at my house, and you'll have to tell me more because this stuff sounds pretty
This
interesting.
is what, like 6 hours of them talking?
Yeah.
At least 4.
Yeah.
At
I'm
this
telling
point.
you, so you better be in charge of tourism or something, because as soon as this quarantine's lifted, I'm visiting your place.
Oh yeah, just don't roll through the forest at night, otherwise you'll be disemboweled and set alight on an altar.
Ah, neat.
Yeah, it's kind of neat the first time you see it. Then you start to realize what's happening, and you kind of throw up a little.
I mean, fair. I can't. I mean, I have seen my fair share of disembowelings. Well, if there's always the caravans that are rushing like, open the gates, and then you try to open the gates, but it's too late, and then you're just spraying guts off the gates, and it's a whole thing. It's probably part of why I got sleeping issues, honestly.
Yeah, but eventually you just
Some
stop.
Idewise shut shit. Right.
Yeah, then you just sort of stop feeling it eventually, and yeah, I mean, honestly, it kind of happened pretty early, considering I had to kill my own parents and siblings.
Oh,
So emotions grow back, right?
I
Haven't
know,
felt warmth in years.
can't say I got that experience, but fair enough. Oh, I'll go ahead and open the gate. Looks like your buds are here, but come back and talk sometime, okay?
I mean, Vane will just sort of like raise his fist, just as like a yeah.
Yeah. And then opens the gate a smidge as Rallis, Big, and Caleb walk out. Got a good guy here.
So what is Vane's impression of John, the gatekeeper?
I mean, John didn't have like time to say a single story throughout this entire 4 hours. It was literally basically just Vane recounting random ass stories for 4 hours of his like last 2 years.
It's nice to be listened to.
I will say, as we were heading towards the gates, Rouse would have made it a point to tell Caleb to keep an extra close eye on Vane from now on.
Sorry, I was checking my phone.
Anyway,
Yes,
yeah.
an extra close eye.
In character, keep an extra close eye on Vane.
Yeah, Big's
We have
gonna
reason to believe that he's gonna screw us over eventually.
But I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He seems pleasant at times, but I think he's connected to that religious thing that happened last night.
Wouldn't surprise me.
To put more weight on this, Rallis is agreeing with the giant. That means something.
Yeah. And then just like the gate opens and you just see Vane there smiling, cutting shit with John,
Yeah.
as though nothing last night ever happened.
It is at this point again. Big is very trusting, just like
And also-
slightly maybe I was wrong. Maybe Vane is a good guy.
And then you realize this is like the first time I've ever seen Vane smile. Oh.
Maybe we're the assholes. Maybe we're the reason he doesn't smile.
I like to think the moment you see us, you just reach up, grab your mouth, and twist 180 degrees.
Good morning, Vane.
Good morning, Caleb.
I brought you some food. I figured you might take this a lot better than your rations.
All right.
Did you keep your away from the pig?
No, Big is actively carrying the pig now.
So yeah, I told you.
So
to
it
end up
was
with him
off
just
the
hugging
ground
pig.
and closer to the food.
Maybe.
Yeah, Vane will just sort of take the food, and then he will take a nice big bite of this extremely spicy meat.
We thought you'd like it.
Then he just sort of starts chewing it. And then you just sort of see tears start rolling out of his eyes. And you see him just sort of slowly just sit it down on sort of like a little ledge that's next to the gate. And you see him just sort of fall to his knees and just start coughing. You're witnessing a man who's never had a single drop of capsaicin in his life.
Bro, no
Eat spice.
capsaicin tolerance at all. I'm gonna get some, yeah.
Dear God, what's in this? Pepper. What do you mean pepper? What kind of pepper? Like black pepper?
At this point, yeah, I'm gonna turn the jug, like my jar, over him. It can pour out 4 gallons of water, so.
I got you a drink too.
Vane will just sort of grab it out and just start.
It's jalapeno Mountain Dew.
No, dude, alcohol does not help spice at all.
And it's just like.
It's cinnamon whiskey.
And he just sort of throws it at the wall. And he's just sort of like rolling on his back.
Again, got the jar, just holding it over his face, just
And he's just
4
like,
gallons of water.
As you watch the agonized Vane's belly swell with water.
And then eventually he just sort of rolls over and then just sort of gets up. With like now, his face is just completely like red, with just like his eyes are just shut and just
Right.
crying.
No spice.
You just
Got
pepper
it.
sprayed a man without having pepper spray.
Sorry about that.
At least the meat tasted good.
Do you go back for a second bite?
He just sort of goes by and he just sort of very carefully just sort of like peels like the seasoning and skin off as much as he can, and just sort of very carefully just starts nibbling on it.
You know the one scene from the one episode of SpongeBob where Squidward just
he's just like takes a
Right.
single like nibble of a Krabby Patty.
Yeah.
It's just like that, but over and over.
Big keeps dried mushrooms on him. Would you like a dried mushroom?
might go good with the meat.
Yeah, he'll just sort of take it and chew on it.
Did not know you didn't like spice. I expected the opposite.
Why did I?
Just the fire and brimstone. It evokes heat imagery.
So?
So spicy food. It's hot. That's what you. It's because
And
of
you're
the.
and you're a forest guy. Does that mean I should assume you only eat things from the forest?
No, but we didn't.
And he's a gunman. Should I think he only eats gunpowder?
I want to lean over to Caleb and as quietly as possible just whisper, told you we should have gone for the charcoal.
But,
Pretty much all we eat in Vexia is like fish and squid and some breads.
Yeah, aren't we in a landlocked area?
Relatively landlocked, like,
Isn't there
That-
like a channel?
there's like a river that goes about a mile away out of town, and there's a port there, but it's not like super seafood
Yeah.
heavy.
Pretty much most of Vexia's pretty much could qualify as pescatarian.
Huh.
Yeah, Big doesn't
Uh,
eat fish or meat.
understood.
But, like,
The
Sorry
human-
about that.
The human population would be pescatarian.
We're right there in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know. The idea to Big of people living off of seafood is just like strange. Interesting though.
I mean, it'd be the same as living off like fishing in a lake.
Yeah, they don't where he's from, but he's heard of it.
Yeah.
Just never met anyone like that.
Hey, he's a gunsmith. Do you think he thinks of You think he lives off of gunpowder? No, okay, he does.
That was the thought that entered my mind.
I mean, I don't think Vane's ever really interacted with.
Yeah, I
with
think
it.
you've seen him.
I've seen him, but I don't think I've ever seen him actually eat anything.
Yeah, I don't think Big's ever seen him. He's heard of him.
Believe me, he's eaten lots of my gunpowder.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, it's just basically Vane. Just sort of now he's just sort of chewing on your mushroom, and it seems to be helping a bit with getting the spice out of the mouth. Anyway, the gesture is appreciated, nonetheless.
Sorry, I just thought of the meme. Why is it spicy?
Nah, bro, what about John up on the wall watching this?
Why
John just like I'd offer a drink, but all I got is coffee. I don't think that goes well with spice.
Especially not of the piping hot coffee variety.
Oh wait, he like rummages in a small box. I got some grapes here. You like grapes?
Sure.
Yeah, he like tosses them down.
And they'll just sort of take them and just start popping them.
So,
Then Vane waddled away. Waddle, waddle.
bruh. Bruh, now that is old.
He's very
Hey, got any demons?
I think I turned
No,
the shirt
we only
quite
got
dramatically. Let's see if
lemonade.
this fits it.
Oh, you want some? No, thanks. And then he waddled away.
Waddle, waddle.
Waddle, waddle.
Bro, that
Anywho.
whole thing.
Can I get you a glass? The duck says, I'll pass. Away.
Anywho,
And Vane took that literally.
Anyway, now that we've had our comedic Vane moment for the first time and
Yeah, first one of the
possibly
session.
last,
So anyway,
What's the next step exactly?
we need to go see the scryer about finding the person we were looking for. I don't remember who we was.
Noose.
yeah, noose.
No, but the guy we were looking for, the guy we cut
Yeah,
arm
the
off- I cut
albino
the-
elf guy.
What was
Saladin?
Yeah,
his? Saladin. Thank you.
Yes.
We need to find the scryer so we can go find Saladin.
I mean, didn't Noose come with you guys?
Yeah, I'll say Noose is like he's like walking by because he heard people needed him.
Well, you said he was with them earlier.
I said he was in town.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
never told to collect news.
Yeah, you all brought in like the survivors and prisoners and stuff. We went
Yeah, we
separately.
did.
Yeah. Noose, having heard that there's a group of people out on the gates that need him, he just carefully pokes his head through it and kind of smiles and waves and.
The DM takes mercy on you, and Noose is now here.
For sake of not getting sidetracked by people going back in town to get Noose is there.
Noose just apparates, just fades in like the way Squidward fades
So,
out of an
But
episode.
like awkwardly close, so he's just like that far away, about to touch noses.
With the pig.
So
Hello.
we need scry on him.
The pig then licks Noose.
Let me grab it. Let me look at
Also, where did we leave Saladin's arm? I don't remember what
You
I-
had it.
You have it.
in your bag.
Am I just still carrying it?
You
Yeah,
you
you
have his
still
severed
have
arm
his
in your bag.
Yeah, you still have
Wait,
this charred ass arm.
Yeah.
I assume you're going to pull it out your ass like
Wait.
he pulled
Wait, how-
Noose out his.
How extra burned is it now that I've burnt myself off?
Holy shit, that's a good point.
Also, it's been at least a week
No, you
since we
see
chopped
the-
his arm off.
You see, the fire just got rid of all the
It's
all the
not been
germs.
that long.
It's been
How
a
many
day.
days has it been? It's been more than a day since we removed his arm.
It's been a few weeks, a few days, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think
like-
at most this would be like day 4.
Plus, it was
Yeah.
already burned, and now
That
it's
bitch
burning.
got burnt crispy.
So yeah, Noose just kind of very awkwardly does a double take of the arm and
I
writes
also
out-
still
writes
have
out a
his
note.
journal.
He just writes out a note. Not gonna lie, that's a new one.
Yeah, he was trying to escape. I kind of last second managed to blast it off.
Yeah, he scrolls out another note. I mean, all power to you. I can still work with this, but still. It's a little bit gruesome.
Better than a serial killer on the loose.
He kind of nods and shrugs. He holds out his hands.
He'll just sort of gently place it down, and then just reach over towards where Rallis has his journal thing.
I was going to pull out the journal and just place it, I guess, on the arm or whatever.
You placed it in the arm's hand and then closed the fingers over it.
I thought about
It's just
doing
like
that.
rigor mortis has already set in, so
Yeah.
it's just like cracking.
Yeah.
I doubt the blade would be very helpful since you already laid claim to that as yours now.
Yeah, the blade now
don't
thinks of
need
itself
more.
as yours.
It's already mine.
So yeah,
Delicious.
No, I've never
So, yeah.
fucking used it.
you see
No.
Noose very carefully set the materials aside and then just sort of unfurl a map. As you look over it, looks like a map of Bleakstone in better days, without all the various fighting gangs and whatnot. He sets out a few rocks on the corners to keep it unfurled, and then just sort of stands and focuses his energies. He has his feet together and stands on his tiptoes, sort of spreads out his arms, and then very slowly just pulls out a small vial of glowing water and pours it over his head, along his arms, and along his other arm. Sort of holds it out over the map. His hands seem to sort of hover over the surface a little bit as he places a foot on the materials, and the water seems to flow along his arms, sort of gathering and it seems to go along one finger, stop about halfway, retract, go down a different finger, retract again, go down the other one, and then continue going down as it slowly dribbles off the end, and then slowly but surely gives a single drop down onto the map. So he kneels down and looks at the map and just sort of touches the spot where the droplet fell. Look of great concern sort of washes over his face.
Vane just sort of just sort of bends over and just sort of looks at the map. This mean anything to you, Rallis?
As you look at the map, you see the droplet has fallen on the neutral zone.
Rouse, anywhere specific?
In the center of it. Yeah, like, that you see Noose, like, currently scrawl on a note.
Yeah.
According to this, he's in town.
Well, fuck.
In town.
So, like, it says, like, in Bleakstone?
Well, the entire region is Bleakstone.
Oh, well.
Just like the little quarantines at neutral zone where the hunters have set up is what I've been referring to as
Like
town.
in the town we were just in?
Yeah, just like, he, like, points to the gate.
Does it have, like, an actual name?
Huh?
Does, like,
The neutral zone.
Just the neutral zone?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was asking, does the quarantined off area we live in have a specific name?
Do we know which level? Do we know which level? Or...
Oh, he's asking, yeah, he's asking Noose, I guess, if he's underground or anything?
I mean, the neutral zone is a lot higher. We haven't really gotten into that. But it's, I believe, a city built on top of a city, essentially. Just goes up, and I assume there's there's the sewers.
Somewhat.
So,
Yeah, you see Noose, like holds up a finger very excitedly and, like, holds up the map and, like, flips it over. You see that the water on top is dried almost immediately, but you see the bottom part of it is soaked through a bit. Like, sets it down. Okay, less bad. Seems he's hiding out in the sewers. But he's still... He, like, writes out again. But he's still dangerously close to the people of town.
Vane just sort of scrunches his eyes. So what are the sewers like here? Because back in Vexia, there's approximately 8 stories.
I don't know much about the sewers myself, but apparently the dwarves lived there.
Rouse has been down there quite a bit.
Ah, yeah.
I might not know everything, but I'd say with, history? Roughly?
Yeah, I'd say history check.
I've not explored much of the sewers. What's my history? +3? I actually don't. Do I have... I doubt I have history. Where is that? Yeah, all my intelligence checks +3, so that would be an 8.
Finay, yeah, you know vague bits about it. You know that the local dwarves sort of cordoned it off as their little area just because they know how to use the materials there. And there's like they generally have like a sweep of the area, like of the sewers, like once a month or so, just to like clear out any beasts that have wandered their way down there and make sure they don't like rise up in the town en masse.
So Rallis has probably just basically gone through the parts of the sewers to get to and from like the dwarven leaders and stuff.
Yeah, probably like to
Normally
see the dwarven
Just the
stuff.
If it's
most necessary, frequently used.
If it's multiple levels, Rallis probably only stayed... He probably only went down far enough to go meet up with Linda.
But basically Vane's just sort of asking, do we have to search through like a whole bunch of different, like, how many levels
There's a whole ass
are
kingdom under there.
It's just like one layer.
Just like a single sort of layer that just sort of...
Yeah, one layer underneath the town.
Okay.
I've never been in the sewers.
Because for him in Vexia's sewers are fucking enormous.
We need to let Bright Eyes know about this, right?
Rouse is kind of taking all this in, looking at the map. Okay, here's the plan. You. Potions. Caleb. Go to Bright Eyes. Get her to get Vane an exception for this. We need him to go into the sewers.
Right.
I'm going to go speak to Linda. I saw her at the bar. And he turns back to you. Don't get into trouble until we get back.
I doubt much will happen out here.
Ah, come on, we got great talks, buddy.
Hey,
Please shoot me.
Did I tell you about the time that my god's son actually almost fell off a cliff and died?
Really? Tell me more.
And then we'll just cut the...
Yeah, and then scene. We'll pick up here next time.